Check, check, check. Let's wait for people to come in. We out here. We outside. Cool, cool. All right. Let's wait for a few people to come in. Let's have a good time. All right, we live. Let me share this across everywhere. Yo, yo. Hey, I have a new chat widget. I have no idea if it's going to work, but you just got to give me some time to set this all up. Don't look at my Discord. That's crazy. That's crazy work. As you can tell, I do this a lot. But we're going to start by telling everybody. What's up, y'all? Come on in. Let's give it a little bit of time. A little bit of a second for everybody to just come through. We can jump in. Watch party is real. We chilling. Just checking on this widget. Is the chat working? For some reason, is the chat working at all? Let's see if it works on this thing. No. Spent this money on this chat widget. It's not working. That's crazy work. It's all good. It's all good. It'll be better for cutting later. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, guys. We'll jump into this this lovely breakdown. It is election night. I don't know where we're at. I just jumped in. So we're gonna see. Got 65 people in here. We can start. It's election night. I don't know where we're at. Apparently a bunch of races have been called, but we're gonna find out. So I was watching the NBC broadcast, so let's go there, and we can start up. So obviously, wait, Decision Desk already called it? You're fucking kidding me. Wait, what? What? Did Decision Desk actually already call it? No fucking way. Live results. Holy shit. Already? Oof. Already a 10-point lead. Virginia. How? Wait, The Hill called it? That's crazy. Like, polls just closed. What? By decision that they call, holy crap, guys. I'm mad slacking. I had no idea, bro. 11-point lead. Is it that? Wow. Was it that over? Decision Desk HQ. There it is. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane, dude. I was like ready to start. It's 6 p.m. in California. I was ready to start. I was like, let's play some music while in the background while we just vibe out real quickly. I was ready to start this shit and just be cool about it. I had no idea we were just going to end that fucking early. That's crazy to me, man. Genuinely insane. Well, I mean, look, I do we want to watch the NBC broadcast at all? Do we want to watch, like, how people are reacting? I want to watch how people are reacting, and then I'll give my thoughts. I've given my thoughts on what I thought would happen, but that's crazy.
Is when they asked questions about, is it realistic, his proposals? Well, his proposals were seen as being less realistic than the Cuomo proposals and the Sliwa proposals. But, that's not necessarily where he's at. He's doing it based on affordability as an issue, which he cornered the market on, and that is by overwhelming. Yeah. And right. I think the question becomes just where do the Republicans end up? Because the argument was that
New Yorkers have really embraced early voting because they can fit it in voters.
Today's vote necessarily, but we did see that Mamdani was going to run up a big score like he
of the precincts reporting. Kind of give us your initial thoughts just hearing that coming in.
Well, I think what we saw in our pre-election poll,
Wow.
based on that, not today's vote necessarily, but we
Yeah, you
did
got the
see
live chat
that
and you got the
Mamdani
NBC
was gonna
chat.
run up a big score
I'm good on
like
the
he
NBC
has
chat.
in the early vote. Not so
My
much
chat.
for the day
Zed,
of.
daughter and
So
I
we
have been
expect
watching you
that
since your My
number.
Hero
The
rap in
margin
2020.
is
Keep it up,
wide,
dude.
double
Love the honest
digits,
opinions. Thank you,
to
Terry
shrink
Jackson.
as the evening goes on. Again, it's hard sometimes to do an analysis based on the early vote voice, as we're seeing in some of the other elections today in Virginia and New Jersey. Turnout
I still can't believe that they called it, because there was so much shit going on for like you guys know exactly what we were talking about, right? Like there was so much, like I was ready to stream at 6 because there was so much talk that this was actually going to be way closer, that there was the closing of the gap. I didn't think that was going to happen, but hey, anything can happen on election day, right? And I was so like trying to think of like, okay, well, what's the final tally going to be? Is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? I think the margin still matters. But how decisive it was for what kind of a campaign Andrew Cuomo fucking ran? I mean, burn your career at the stake. Not burn your career, just your reputation as a person at the stake. You know? Like, there's plenty of like George Bush was historically unpopular. Dick Cheney was on another level unpopular. But when they left, they still had their pockets they could go back to. I don't know how this motherfucker, because even the people who were voting for him, a lot of people despised him. You know? Like, wasn't even a lesser of the two evils thing. They just fucking just didn't want Mamdani. Oh, lead went to 8. Cuomo's rep was already wrecked. A lot of money behind it, but not good. Hey, man, I don't know. The one poll is called, well, Decision Desk has called it. I don't know anybody else who's called it. Let's see. Yes, I was searching. Bill Clinton was trending. That's why I was searching him. Oh, God. God damn. I mean, holy crap. Oh, yeah. And by the way, they also swept Virginia, governor, lieutenant governor, the attorney general. They swept everything. Dick Cheney dying as a Muslim gets elected in New York mayor. It's wild. It is wild. It's pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. That's a pretty crazy. Holy shit, man. I had no idea. What about Omar Fateh? How did he do? Omar Fateh was vote Omar Fateh. Well, I don't know what's going on with Omar. Omar Fateh, Mississippi mayoral race. Slew of challengers led by state. Omar Fateh. What are the results so far? 0. I have no idea what the results are. That's crazy. But that's nuts, man. Oh, wait. You guys aren't seeing the screen that I'm seeing? I'm sorry. I was like, why is nobody able to see the screen? But so far, I don't know what's going on with Omar Fateh right now. You know, we're kind of still in the dark about that. But in terms of exit polls, I mean, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy, and there was also exit polls that Trump was underwater, like historically underwater, a minute before that. I mean, my entire thing is gaming right now, but like, you ever go on Twitter and you have to deal with the For You tab? I think that's over, man. That's crazy. Oh, Jesus Christ, that chat. Look at that chat right now.
Which is historic.
With us about a half an hour ago when we were last with you. The room was about half full. An hour ago, it was
Cheryl
all
won,
but
I
empty.
think.
So excitement is starting to build up, and the room is starting to build up. But there has been no sign yet of Jack Ciattarelli himself. We have been speaking with his campaign, trying to get an understanding of when we might see him.
Okay, we got to confirm this. We got to confirm a lot of these because NBC's behind. So let's go to. I have a Washington Post account. Yeah, so I was using that for a story.
Polls are showing what they are
More results
reflecting.
pouring in.
As you can see,
Spanberger, yeah,
lawmakers
Spanberger
are
won.
just anxiously waiting. And really the theme
New Jersey
has
governor,
been
New York
in
mayor.
recent weeks, confidence going
Full
into
election
tonight.
results. Okay, so not everybody's called it. Decision desk was really early. Oh, okay. Well, it's narrowing a little bit. All right, let's wait. They may have been premature. It may be premature.
We want to interrupt.
Natalie?
Yeah, we want to interrupt. We just found out, Adam, that the projected winner in New Jersey, as it's refreshing here, is Mikey Sherrill. What I'm looking at on my screen,
Oh,
yes,
shit.
same as yours, 61%.
Mikey slapped down Jack Chiarelli or whatever.
57% of the vote going to
Mikey,
Sherrill,
like,
defeating
if
the
you guys don't know about
projected
this race with Jack and Mikey, Jack was he ran for I think governor like a little while back, and Mikey is, I mean, like in any other race, like it would probably be the Republican would have a huge advantage, but because Trump is so historically unpopular, right? The calculations of all of this have changed drastically, right? On a level that we couldn't have imagined. So there's a lot going on here when we're talking about, who's winning, who's losing. Supporting from Australia, thank you, man. Now, if Cali comes through on Prop 50, where's Prop 50 at? Where's Prop 50 at? Live results. I don't think polls have closed yet. Polls close in California at 8 p.m., I think, or 9. When do polls close in California? I voted earlier today. I voted yes on Prop 50. Prop 50. Latest polls show California already ready to say yes on Prop 50. Democrats made Prop 50 polls. Yeah, we don't know when polls close. Actually, I'm there. So what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm so dumb. 244 people in here. What's up, y'all? How are you? We're trying to catch up on things. Polling place hours. Why do I know? I mean, they close at 8 or 9. No, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. So, I mean, we'll know in like 2 hours. But I think, honestly, like they were very ahead on Prop 50, right? Let's check the other places where they have Mikey Sherrill, Spanberger, Mary Sheffield, New Jersey. That's crazy good for in terms of like a poll, bro. That's the number one issue. Yeah, there you go. That's crazy. What I want to know honestly is Dave Wasserman. If you guys don't know who Dave Wasserman is, he's the guy who he's redistrict. He follows a lot of the races. He's really, really smart about that quick political report. Here, so this is what he did a while back, right? Okay, so this is what he tweeted today. Pro tip: almost all the attention tonight will be on the New Jersey governor, Virginia governor, and NYC mayor. But for the 26 clues, I'll be watching what happens in the VA's House of Delegates. Here's why. Nationally, the median House district voted for Trump by 3.1 points in 2024. Depending on the final outcome of redistricting, Dems will need to hold flip seats that voted for Trump by 3 to 5 points to win control. Today, the VA House of Delegates is effectively 51D, 49R, but there are 8 GOP delegates in districts that voted for Harris in 24. Another 6 in districts that voted for Trump by 0 to 5 points, and another 7 in districts that voted for Trump by 5 to 10 points. If Dems win something like 55, 59 House of Delegate seats tonight, it would be a sizable game, but it would indicate Dems are pretty much only flipping Harris districts. Nationally, there are only 3 GOP members in Harris districts, not enough to win Dems the House, right? That would be like a tepid response. However, if Dems win 60-plus House of Delegate seats, it would indicate a Dem enthusiasm turnout edge consistent with Dems having good chance to flip the U.S. House, despite a possible 4 to 8 seat GOP net gain from newly gerrymandered maps. If Dems win 63-plus House of Delegate seats, it would be consistent with a lot of strong overperformances we've seen from Dems in down-ballot races so far in 25, and indicate that the Dems should be considered favorites for the House control in 26. Big difference between Virginia House of Delegates and U.S. House. Today, there are 13 House Dems in Trump seats, but 0 VA-HOD Dems in Trump districts. That gives Dems a head start towards the House majority. Still, I'll be watching to the extent which Virginia Dems break into Trump's turf tonight. That's a pretty important race, which you should keep an eye on. So I'm going to keep an eye on Dave Wasserman for saying that. But a lot of the big races, I mean, Mikey Sherrill's a big one. I think Spanberger won too, right? Spanberger won? Abigail Spanberger. Yep, Spanberger won. Spanberger and Sherrill won pretty comfortably, right? So now it's on Mamdani. If Mamdani wins, strong thing, then it's a sweep, right? We still have to see some of the other measures. We still have to see Prop 50. I think Prop 50 should pass. A lot of people, I mean, it's a pretty consistent thing. Like the fact that a lot of people are gearing up for it, like in California around, is kind of nuts. You know, even outside of my bubble, I'm seeing people talk about it when I feel like I'm the only one who knows about propositions and politics shit sometimes. But yeah, it's seeming like a big deal. What's up, y'all? How are you doing? Looking at the map in New Jersey in 2021, it feels like a lot of the light red turned blue, and a lot of the light blue turned into a deep blue. Only 5 areas are still red. Yeah, well, you have to understand, like, when Trump flipped a lot of this shit, when Trump flipped a lot of these seats, like a year and some change ago, a lot of that was dissatisfaction with. There's a difference between winning an election and not losing an election, right? Like, he won against, like, Harris, but, like, there was so much self-sabotage on the Democratic part, right? And again, like, Harris has her own flaws as a candidate, right? I thought, like, in the moment she had some things going for her. I thought she should have won, but at the same time, like, there's so much of the apparatus around her that was the old Biden apparatus, and so many election experts called out, like, yo, this old team is fucking her over. Like, they're going with this really bad strategy of the way they campaign. They don't understand it. And you can see kind of like that strategy echoed the last decade of Democratic politics, because when Barack Obama came in, very similar to Mamdani, but Obama completely changed the voter turnout models, the way they campaigned in general. He was a transformative figure because he just campaigned differently. And very similarly to Mamdani, a lot of people fucking had it out for him. They were like, he's dangerous. Like, what if Obama... There was an ad that Hillary Clinton ran. Let me fucking pull this up, and then we'll go back to Mamdani, right? Like, there was an ad Hillary Clinton ran, Obama, Clinton primary phone ad. Let me see if it's there. No. 9 years ago, Hillary Clinton. Hold on. Barack. Oh, yeah. Here it is.
Your children are safe and asleep, but there's a phone in the White House and it's ringing. Something's happening in the world. Your vote.
Yep. Mm-hmm. She did that shit all the fucking time. She's like, Barack Obama's going to answer the phone and we're going to go into a nuclear war. There was such a fucking giant thing. It was so... Oh, it's muted? Fuck! All right, well, fucking... Is it really muted? Jesus Christ, man. What the... Oh, yeah, Google's muted because I fucking turned on my other thing because I didn't want it to be... I'm dumb. Okay, all right, let's play it one more time. But it was basically...
Sleep. But there's a phone in the White House and it's ringing. Something's happening in the world. Your vote will decide who answers that call. Whether it's someone who already knows the world's leaders, knows the military, someone tested and ready to lead in a dangerous world. It's 3 a.m. and your children are safe and asleep. Who do you want answering the phone?
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
And then she lost. She lost to Obama because, like, this is such a bad ad. Like, it was a very cynical ad. It played on a lot of the Morning in America shit that, like, Bush did a long time ago, and even Clinton era politics. But politics had changed at that point. So I think, you know, like, that is a good example of what's going on now, right? A lot of people are saying, well, you know, it works here, it works in Illinois, works in these Democratic bastions of fucking left woke, kissing your kid, everybody making out with each other, but it doesn't make sense in rural Alabama where they punch alligators and, you know, have cousin marriage, like, which is both stereotypes, like both are very stereotyped views of the electorate, and it's cynical, right? Like, the reason Zohran works is because he's not branding himself with labels. He's giving specific, actionable advice. So let's check. Let's very quickly check. Did Zohran win? He won. Wait, what? Wait, no way. Wait, so it's done? 75% of the votes counted Zohran. 50-41, 9-point edge. 70%. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's Jover. AP called the race. 6:34 p.m. 30 minutes. It took half an hour. It took half a fucking hour. It took 30 minutes for this shit to be Jover. Crazy. Crazy. I don't even know what the margin may be different. It's Jover. Yeah, it's Jover. Okay, that's a lexicon thing at this point. The reason I say it's Jover now, I'll be very honest. The reason I say it's Jover is because when we're doing like Evo music, we have very degenerate memes, and somebody said it's Jover once, right? And I thought that was just really like it was so extra. It's funny. It's not supposed to be disrespectful to Biden. Biden is what he is, right? He like I've given him praise. I've given him shit a lot of the time, right? Say the line. What the fuck did I say? Is the line, bro. But I didn't say this. I didn't know it would be over this quickly. I had no idea. What about the New York Times? Do they have the needle? New York Times. Oh, God, okay. I just got assaulted by 17 different Why does every goddamn, like, website feel like it's about to punch me in the fucking face? Yep, New York Times called it too. It's crazy. Where are we at? York. Estimated vote remaining. Coney Island. Precincts report. Precincts, 70%. 77. 71. Oh, my God. Astoria. Queens. I have no idea about the layout of New York. Washington Heights, yeah. Staten Island. Oh. Parts of Staten Island. I'm trying to find out where Brooklyn. Have they counted all the 75% of precincts, but like what's still outstanding right now? Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, less than 1% of Brooklyn reporting he's ahead by 9 points. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. That is hella over. That's dunzo. You kidding me? Where's all the vote coming from right then? That's wild, man. Less than 1% of the precincts report. Oh my God. Bedford plus 63. Oof. Running up the numbers, man. Results by borough. 71%. Mamdani by plus 23. Manhattan, Mamdani plus 10. Staten Island, Cuomo plus 33. We knew Staten Island was going to be very Cuomo. 11. Yeah. That's done. I swear I will lose my shit if the DC Dems start talking about a blue wave. Hey, dude, it is a blue wave. Like, I mean, it's what it is. Like, you're looking at check New York time. Check the New York. I am checking the New York Times. What the fuck, man? I'm so sorry. I didn't show you the screen. I'm so dumb. All right, New York Times is here. Okay. I'm so sorry. This is a brand new streaming setup. My girlfriend helped me. She loves streaming. She helped me set up my new streaming setup, so I don't know when it's not switching. I usually just assume it's on screen. I'm so sorry. For like 10 minutes you were there. What's up, y'all? 359 people in the chat. Make some noise in the chat. Say hi. Hi, all of you. Timu Hassan Piker. Yes, I am Timu Hassan Piker. I am Timu Zohran Mamdani, okay? I am Zohran Tabani, he's Zed Mamdani, okay? That's what it is. That's what it is. We're both rapper. I'm the better rapper. 100%. 100%. Listen. Support the candidacy, better rapper, okay? All right. But, yo, this is what I was looking at. Less than 1% of all precincts are reporting. And it's here. That's done, dude. That's done. He's going to run up the numbers there. And now it's like, yeah, when projections are made when other candidates no longer have a path to victory. Yeah. It's done. And for all of it, and here's the thing I said before too, is like the thing about Andrew Cuomo doing all the shit that he did, I will remember to change it I'll keep it on here because I left it up. But like the thing about Andrew Cuomo, for so fucking long, this motherfucker, like for so fucking long, right? This guy, like pretty much burned every fucking bridge he could to just become mayor. He ran like the cringiest campaign I've seen since Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney was that was a bad campaign, dude. And like we were still kind of worried though a little bit, right? But like it was pretty clearly in Obama's column at the time. But like I have never seen somebody run that much of a scorched earth. I'm just gonna fuck over everything. And then like in the last couple days, him just aligning with Trump. Bro, him and his stupid fucking brother. I actually used to like Chris Cuomo as a journalist, and his naked partisanship is just so, it's disappointing to see people like this. What happened with you and Philip DeFranco? Me and Philip are still friends. We're still friends. We still talk. I'll text him right now if you want. The last thing we talked about was Superman. He liked Superman. I thought Superman was great. Upper East Side, Cuomo, 62%, yeah. Flushing, Midwood. Yeah, everything reporting in at jump. He's still leading. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much done. California Prop 50. Where are we at Prop 50? That's still not, that hasn't changed. Let's look at Spamberger. How'd she do? She did really well. She's leading by 14? How Contreras with hair? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of nuts. That move. Look, I mean, the dissatisfaction with Trump is pretty evident. You know what's interesting? Like, it puts a lot of Trump's, like, bullshit over the last months way into perspective because, like, dude, they've been running a fucking game at everybody for the last, like, 2 months just to try to freak people the fuck out. Is Mr. Mamdani Iranian? No, he's Indian. Like me. Now, Phil is waiting to see what happens with PSC in Georgia. Yeah. Still 75 minutes before the polls close in California? Of course. Zed, can you ask Mr. DeFranco how his wife's race is going? I can. I don't want to bug him, though. Like, he's probably, you know, a ball of anxiety right now. I don't want to, like... That's the worst thing that happens, like, when you're in the middle of something and then, like, a bunch of people text you. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's a lot. I also got a new phone, by the way. I got this. I have my old phone here. I have this phone. This is how bad my old phone is. Just so you can see. I'll put it back. I'll put the thing back, but, like, just so you can see. This is my old phone. This is the new hotness. 5 years on this break. And the screen was burning in, too. So, you know, something better than nothing. Okay. Would love to see Zed on DeFranco's podcast. I'd love to be on Phil's podcast. I was supposed to do some work on it, and then we just never got to link up on it. Can you ask Phil if he's filled in? I can ask Phil if he's filled in. The average person is getting tired of Trump's administration, especially with he's doing this food stamps. Bro, the amount of people who were, like, going 10 toes down for, like, people should fucking starve is crazy to me. Like... Are you that, like, devoid from reality? Is that how state sports you are? Right? Virginia governor. Spanberger. Yeah, Spanberger. Oh, man. They're crushing them. I thought these were going to be 10-point leads. NYC Mayor. I know they're counting slow. But they're counting. It's already done. Just to see what the margin is. Yeah, I was looking up Avengers Doomsday shit, so shut up. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Who's this? Who gave me that super chat? Ignister Zone. Or Dr. Ignister Zone 4399. I'm celebrating the wins tonight. Hold on, sorry. I have to extend this. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm celebrating the wins tonight with bourbon and a chocolate cake. A toast to our victory tonight. A toast to our victory tonight. Bourbon and chocolate cake. That's good, man. Guys, please throw in some super chats. I want to see. Let me see if I can make sure. 385 in here. What's up, y'all? How we doing? Throw in some super chats if you can. I'm gonna try to see if we can skip some ads, or you know, if you guys are down to donate, I'll try to skip the ads so we can just keep rocking. I want to try to make these free and just live off super chats on that. Where Dodgers at Chipotle? Dude, Dodgers win and then fucking Mondani crushes Cuomo? What a fucking timeline. Woke is back! Woke is back? Who's fucking treating Woke is back? Who's doing this shit? Woke is back, bitches! Woke is back, it never left, yeah. Kyle. Alright, Kyle. Kyle's becoming the villain he always wanted to be. Nasama Tempest, $5 for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Super helpful, man. I appreciate it. That kind of stuff helps. Lil Rouge, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Zed, for making the election nights less scary. That bastard chap, £2 super chat. Will Cuomo condemn our well-deserved W? I mean, of course he will. He's fucking a crook. John Horgan, oh my God, $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the coverage. I love watching your live streams. I love that, man. Dude, so like, just so you know, like we've been wanting to do live streams for a minute, but like, me and my girl shared an office, and it was kind of tough because we both have stuff that we want to make. And so now I have my own office, I have my own studio, so I could do stuff. I also have pre-workout I haven't drank, so bottoms up to y'all. Thank you so much. Okay. Lovely. Y'all are heroes. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's turn this fucking monetization off. Fuck that noise. Yeah, we all chilling, guys. We all chilling. $2. Alex Yao. Alex Yao. Hell yeah, bro. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. All right. Y'all are wonderful. The Israel stories too. Big Israel story about Israelis graping somebody, which is horrendous. Let's see. I want to kind of see where everybody's gone. Not the problem. Thank you so much for super chatting, man. $5. I appreciate you. Have I ever considered streaming text 2XKO? Yes, I have. We're going to start streaming fighting games. Invoke the Woke. Thank you so much, bigboy.cool, for the super chat. You're a G. Yeah, we want to stream some of that during a comeback mechanic. The first episode we have recorded, we're going to try to do it for I'm sorry, guys. I got to Listen, man. Listen. Like, I know we've had Muslims and, like, people elected to Congress from different diasporas, but, like, to watch a race like this, where somebody who looks very much like me, very similar background, is just swung on. And they're just like, yo, fuck that shit. It's heartening. I said we are back in 2005. I really do believe we are. We are back there. But the difference is we learned a lot. We learned a lot from what that post 9/11 era was like. We learned what not to do. It's over, bro. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, dude. It makes me emotional. I don't want to be a bitch, but I'm fucking emotional, man. You guys are lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Pen C17, nice to see you streaming. Woke is back. Woke is back, bro. Cadring Geo, thank you again for the super chat. $50. Thank you for legitimately calming my current events anxiety with your level head all the time. Aw, thank you. I'm just here to help, man. You guys are doing it. You guys are doing the work. It's not like us. It's not unlike us trans people getting demonized. I feel you as much as I can as a non-person of color. Of course, dude. Trans people are demonized all the time. Like it's so infuriating. Like watching people just, and you have no agency in the conversation. And this is proof that you do. This is the New York fucking Times who played this fucking game. And now they got they're on board. It's the same shit. Toast Mom Dark of Twilight, thank you again for the $10. Thank you also for commenting so much on our post. You really, really appreciate you, Dark. Like, Toast Mom Donnie, 2024 left a hole in my heart, took a decent while to heal from. I'm worried for how people will try to get in his way, but I have hope, and that's what matters most. Much love. Thank you so much, Dark. And I do have hope as well. 2024 didn't leave a hole in my heart as much as it did, like, show that we're still in a very polarized country. But again, we're coming back, guys. It was never over. It was never over. It was just another fight. Even this. Like, you still got work tomorrow, guys. Remember what I said when Kamala Harris lost? You got work tomorrow. You still got work tomorrow. What are we doing? Celebrate, have a good time, but we got work tomorrow. We got the job. You don't just do an interview and then case out. No, we got the job. You gotta show up. Gian the Don, much love for all you do, Zed. You are awesome, and don't forget it. Oh, thank you, man. Also random, but will you stream Marvel Tokon as well, and who will be your squad? Thank you so much for the super chat, Gian. I gotta like all you guys' super chats. You're very wonderful for doing that. Thank you so much. My squad in Tokon is gonna be Iron Man, probably Doom when I fucking learn Doom. I gotta do Captain America. Captain America, I feel, is such an underrated hero sometimes for people. I know they like him, but everybody says it's basic. I love Captain America because he stands for what America should be, not for the propaganda around it. Fellow South, oh, dude, Macaron 314592653. What's up, bro? You don't need the numbers, bro. Fellow South Asian Muslim from New Jersey, dude, here. Keep up the good work. We need principled Desi people in the space. Thank you so much, Macron. I appreciate it. I used to never embrace my Desi identity. Now I'm starting to. Chris Bach, love you, Zed. So glad to see a blue wave. $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed, guys. Thank you so much. Game of Fight, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Holy fuck, guys. Thank you, man. I'm fucking speechless. All right, let's go back. Let's get on this. Let's get on this. Trust me, I will catch those super chats. Let's check on Bill Ackman real quickly. Let's check on Bill fucking Ackman. For real, dog. For real. 9:03 p.m. like is crazy, dude. Predicted it wrong. Man. They're really gonna tie Bill Ackman to the Astor Palace cube tonight. For real. Let's see this. Wow, what? There's a live cast between Charlemagne and fucking... You know you're kidding me. Why? Why? I have a love-hate relationship with Charlemagne. Why? Why would you subject yourself to this? CNN.com.watch that at 8:30 p.m. All right, let's see this fucking. Let's see this. Wait, no, can I not do? They're gonna fucking sue me for that. I can't do that. I can't do that. It's probably dog shit anyway. Stuck in a wheel 336. $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey Zed, gonna go to sleep, but before I go, I want to ask: are you gonna see the new Predator movie? Probably. We'll see how it is. I'm still obsessed with One Piece right now. A lot of cool stuff going on. Thank you for all that you have done. Mike, 190, $20 super chat. That's so nice for you, Mike. 190, so nice of you. Thank you so much, man. The landlocked Selkie, $20. Thank you so much. Thanks for keeping us grounded, man. You guys keep me grounded. Why did Charlemagne give him time? Charlemagne is trying to be like Charlemagne's a debate, bro, dude. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Look, I have the thing with Ben Shapiro. The thing with Ben Shapiro, in my opinion, is like I have issues with him, but I don't like. I'm cool with people just yapping and talking shit, and I don't have to like them. But like, don't act like you're like the reasonable one. You're a pundit. Just be a pundit. Charlemagne is a pundit. Like, he freely admits that he's a pundit. He freely admits that he says dumb shit. So like, I have problems with things he says, but I'm like, okay, well, he admits that he's stupid, or sometimes, and he's just talking shit. Cool. You're talking shit, but like, don't go out and be like, I'm the fucking. Let's go. Do we have analysis yet? Do we have analysis? Did NBC call it? Let's call it. Let's call it.
I guess my first like romantic fling was in my freshman year. Like
that's from yearbook. All right, let's do this. NBC election night.
Politics doesn't sell well. It's naive. It's pie in the sky. Obviously, lots of billions are spent to try to send that message. And yet, mandate of majorities of Democrats, strong majorities of Democrats saying, that's it. Give me more of that kind of politics. And I think if you're in a different part of the country, whether Nebraska or California or Arizona, I hope you're taking away, let's be aspirational with specific, concrete, affirmative visions to address cost of living. It doesn't have to be exactly what Mamdani did in New York. It has to be some vision that tries to aspire to the same.
I think that's a big takeaway that people are really not. They keep simplifying it to like
about a minute left.
They keep simplifying this shit to like, oh, he just has all of these ideas that won't work. That's not the takeaway. The takeaway is that he wants to do shit. He has an attempt. You know? I said there were things like when Kamala started running, I said there was shit that like I liked about the idea of what she was trying to do, right? There were certain things that she said that I was like, okay, this seems like it's a cool idea. Let's go with it, right? I had criticisms about the way she addressed the Israel stuff. I had praise for when she tried to pivot, but I felt she should have pivoted more. But like at a certain point, it just became vague, random shit, right? It just became vague. And again, I don't entirely blame her for that. I blame a lot of her fucking apparatus around her. I said multiple times, like, whenever she was, like, fighting for her position against people like Baer, right? Like, Brett Baer, when he was, like, grilling her, she came off really great. She came off strong. Like, that's the kind of person I want to see. But, like, whenever she's having these puff piece interviews, it's just this repetition of these points to try to hammer it in. I'm like, oh, it's a politician. You know? Even Mamdani, like, by the way, like, it's very easy to kind of catch his tells when he'll do like he has one phrase that I was mentioning on the last like episode where he's like one of the things is, and then he just goes into like a pivot. I've been thinking a lot about, the other day I was, like he has this very like he's gearing up into a pivot story, which I mean it's not wrong. It's a politician. It's what you have to do, but like. What I think is so refreshing about him is he's specific. And by the way, every time somebody's pressed him on his pivot story, he's always fucking had an answer. Almost all the time. He always has a fucking answer. He's like, yo, like they'll press it like somebody pressed him on on like the Hakeem Jeffries thing, right? Saying he's not the future of the Democratic Party. Which, by the way, bro, like, I don't know what reality Jeffries and Schumer are gonna try to spin from, but that shit is fucking. Yeah, man. That shit. If we're talking about what's Jover, that's Jover. That's Jover. Any chance of those guys commanding respect outside of the old guard and people who are just trying to be good company, man, it's done. It's done. How do you defend that? How do you defend that? And they'll make it up to be like, oh, you know, like, yeah. Oh, it's just, you know, that's one part of the country. Sure. But other people are going to take it up and they're going to see more poll results. It's not over, dude. This is the start of it.
Here, President Trump has threatened to cut federal funding to New York.
Yozet, apparently there was a correlation.
Would that complicate Mr.
Apparently there was a
Mamdani,
correlation with who
Mayor-elect
people voted for and their
Mamdani's
opinions on
tenure?
Israel. There's an NBC News
There
blurb
is,
about it.
you know,
Can't
for-
link.
for now
LMAO.
Mayor-elect Mamdani, I think some lessons to learn from
I'll
Trump,
check it out.
Which are that every day President Trump comes in with a ball of fire.
Ignition Zone, thank you
It's a
so
will
much for the
with that.
$4.99 super
You know,
chat, man. Appreciate it. I come from a Jewish family that tried to raise my two brothers and I to be a Zionist. All three of us voted for Mamdani tonight. Yeah. You know, the thing with that is too is like, look, I understand people jumping like the thing about like the word Zionist is that it's the idea. It's that answer to manifest destiny, and then it got conflated with just being Jewish, and like that conflation has been used by people who are incredibly power hungry to pit Jews against everybody else as they try to vie for government power, and like, you know, like the language of it's gotten all fucked up. And you see it all the time. People hijack and co-opt language all the time.
To address her supporters who are
Spanberg is about to address.
celebrating her victory over Jack Ciattarelli. The third time.
This was a big race, by the way, the
Ciattarelli
New
has
Jersey
run
race.
and made a play for the governorship tonight.
That was definitely a huge race. I think that's not something like amongst the other things that you've seen tonight. Like don't count down the like. Don't count out the other races that are there, right? Even the centrists winning, it's still like, you know, it's still a sign Trump isn't. Oh,
Stop is City Hall.
all you got to do, bro.
The next and last stop is City Hall.
Oh wait, what?
Socialism is a growing problem for the Democratic Party. And the more the Democrats embrace socialism with all the horrors that it entails, the crime that'll take place in New York City, the abandonment of New York City by the successful and the taxpayer, this is what's going to hurt the Democratic reputation and base going forward. It's hollowing out the Democratic.
Yo, if you don't shut the fuck up, I cannot say without... Bro... You fucking ran the Iraq War and all of this American exceptionalism bullshit into the ground. Shut the fuck up forever. This guy and Jennings, I don't know how they have jobs. It's not even their opinion. They can have their opinion, but they don't fucking know anything. They don't know anything. It's like you go to a fucking physics class. If you were to sign up for a physics class, and the motherfucker teaching physics, right, is I don't know, like a guy, like a guy whose sole like knowledge of mathematics was fucking painting, like playing number crunchers in elementary school. Like that guy's teaching your class. Shut the fuck up. You've no idea what you're talking about. All of you are terrible at social, which runs these campaigns at this point, right? Your marketing strategy is dog shit. Okay? What the fuck are you talking about? Like even on Republican networks, listen, there's a case to be made of putting people like Ben Shapiro and Tim Pool and all those other fucking MAGA like heads and shit like that. Like all of those people, there's a case for Fox News to put them on there. But why are you bringing this motherfucker up here when he sucks? He fucking sucks. Why? Crazy to me. It's crazy to me, dude. How? Anyway, hi. Let's go. We got a couple more super chats I gotta get through. But like very quickly. Cadrigal, oh, thank you so much. I like those. Black Rabbit, hey Z, followed you since the Resist Project 2025. Really pulled me through as a Mexican American. Keep us on reality, man. Black Rabbit, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm crashing out on this motherfucker. Like, I don't know. Bro, at least get somebody competent. At least get somebody fucking competent than this motherfucker right here. Than this fucking idiot right here. Why? Why the Bush administration? Like, I can't tell you. You know why Trump won? Because somebody who was like even tangentially linked to your administration turned off voters. That's how fucking bad you are at your fucking job. I can't stand these people, dude. Like, if I would rather listen to Bill Maher than you fucking suck. You suck. Sorry, you suck. Not about that shit. In upset, Democrats win in PSC races that could affect Georgia power bills. Oh! Okay. Oh, Fox News, yeah, they're spinning heavy. Because this is the first salvo, man.
Let's go, Knicks! Let's go, Knicks! Let's go, Knicks! Let's go, Knicks!
I want to know about you eating a burrito on the train.
3 words for you. I'm not sorry.
Oh! That's
damn,
a mic drop right there, baby. Come on now, Curtis. You got to try swapping out the beret for a do-rag, baby.
Never had a do-rag on in my life.
I think he look good in a do-rag. I ain't gonna lie.
God damn, Side Talk. You fucking killing it. Devil.com. Useless. Thank you so much for the super chat. Useless 4.99 super chat. So happy with these results. Even right now, even Jay Jones seems projected for the win. We won this battle. You can bet that I'm ready to fight the war. Bro, it's the first step. First step. We got more coming. Devil Doc Tim. No John's Fox News. Shut the fuck up. Appreciate you so much, Z. Crash out till you crash out, my guy. We're here for it. Bro, I can't stand people who won't take their fucking L. That's the most annoying shit in the world, dude. Take your fucking L. Just take your L, bro. Take your fucking L. Like, if you took your L, I would respect it so much. I'd respect it so much. Dog. The Spam Burger's doing Virginia. The Cumtown Boys. Did Bill Clinton endorse Cuomo? No, you're fucking kidding me. Did he? That's a fucking death knell, bro. Shout out to all the people in NYC and around the country that have made it possible. Shout out to you, Tuesday, for keeping us informed. Cove, $5 super chat. Thank you, bro. Yo, motherfucker, very quickly, if you guys like music, go listen to Cove, man. That guy makes such good shit. We're collabing on some stuff, too. That guy's a fucking killer, man. Thank you so much, Cove. Bro, that $5 is going to go to me fucking buying you lunch, bro, because you're so good. You're the future, man. You got some cool shit. Is why 2020 was so frustrating? Yes, exactly. It was exactly why 2020 was so frustrating. Motherfuckers don't get the fucking message. Right, Matt Bender's live with election results for Zohran Mamdani. Let's take a look back. Okay. 40% of precincts reporting. I think that. So wait, is the margin going to be? How much of Brooklyn is reporting? Okay, so we'll probably run up numbers here. We'll see. I would like him to win with over like 10%. I mean, it's still a resounding victory. It's over 50. Over 50% is great. I think over 50% is like, yeah, I would have won this. Even without Curtis, you lose, right? Like 51, it's in the bag, right? Also, I feel like anybody who says like Curtis's whole thing would have just went to Cuomo doesn't know politics, right? There's a lot of people who don't like him enough to vote for him, right? Like, that's just true. 6,000 people voted for Eric Adams, bro. That's crazy. Third party vote. Yeah, man. Total write-ins. 2 mil, dude. That's nuts. That's where we're at. I'm trying to wait for that. Let's watch Spanberger's speech. Wait, what am I doing? What the fuck is? Let's go back to NBC News. NBC. Oh, here we go. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very invested in that race more than the others. I don't really care about Spanberger, but like it's a big thing.
Reporting here tonight. We do want to give you a live look now. This is from East Brunswick. This is where
Did she extend her league? 56-43 is crazy, dude. Almost Blind Bandit, $4.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey Zed, love all you do. If you have any tips on getting into the music scene, I would love it. Difficult as a blind drummer, bro. You have significant advantages. You have a disadvantage, but you have significant advantages. Number one, just the idea of a blind drummer is cool as fuck. If you master your instrument better than anybody else, there's nothing preventing you from doing like if you master your instrument, right? Not only are you gonna be cool as shit in terms of like the sell of that, right? But you're gonna do great things. The other thing I would say is build community. Like the big thing about music is like community. So many musicians want to make it on their own. The only time I ever fucking did anything worthwhile was with community. The Evo Project is because of the community. The fucking Freestyle the News is because of the community. That's all it takes. Just sending my support, Space and Ghost. Thank you so much for $2. You're the GOAT, man. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, you're fucking amazing. Thank you so much.
Governors have never mattered more. Clearly, a comment directed at the White House and talking about the Trump administration, which loomed large over this race from the get-go. It's something that Democrats tonight, as we've seen the win in Virginia in the governor's race, the win in the New York City mayoral race, and now New Jersey with the governor's race, the Trump factor certainly mattered. Trump not on the ballot, but a lot of Democrats inspired to vote based on exit polls because of their opposition.
You got to know, but this is something I'm going to be like, what the fuck did I say, right? What the fuck did I say? Also, if people were rigging elections, why did this happen? If we're not going to have elections, why the fuck would this happen?
Races that we were covering. Let's begin with the mayoral victory for Zohran Mamdani. So much has been made of the promises, the way that affordability resonated with voters. So on day one, what will he have to do to keep those promises?
So there's an old adage that goes that candidate campaigns in poetry, but has to govern in prose. And so we saw soaring rhetoric from Zohran Mamdani. Even those, I think, who were not supporters were probably impressed and maybe even a little inspired by some of his rhetoric. But come January 1st, it's going to be a tough road to hoe in terms of fulfilling the promises that he made with regard to making the buses free. It's something he's going to have to go to Albany in order to do to get the MTA to change its policies. So there are a number of ways that governing is going to be much more difficult than campaigning.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable, but you need to. But like that's kind of the point.
Andrew Cuomo's father.
We're looking at the numbers there. If we can pop that up just for one more moment so we can get you to address the results that we're seeing. 88% of the votes are in New York City. We first got that big early voting chunk, which showed Mamdani with a pretty commanding lead. Cuomo cut into that lead with the day of voting, and now it's about 50%. You see Zohran Mamdani with just above 50% to Cuomo's just under 42, Curtis Sliwa down to 7%. What do you make of that spread there when we saw some of the polling indicating that Sliwa would be higher? Some of the polling showed that Cuomo would be lower. What do you make of what we've seen so far with 88%?
So I think there's two theories. One is that the president weighing in at the end had some effect on some of the Republicans who
I would buy that.
Might have voted for Sliwa.
I would buy that.
On the other hand, there may have been sort of voter
Wonder Waffle, likewise,
remorse
sending my
or
support.
buyer's
FSTN
remorse
is
for
dope.
some of the
$20.
supporters
Thank
of
you for the
Sliwa
super
not
chat.
wanting
Wonder
to,
Waffle,
quote, waste their
777.
vote
You're the best,
and
man.
wanting it to have some
Thank
effect
you.
in the race. So I think either is possible and something that exit polls and other kind of survey
King
data will tell us
Harmony,
in
we are
days and weeks
sweeping
to
the
come.
elections this year. Mamdani overperforming,
Michael, we
Cheryl
also,
overperforming, and Virginia Dems
have to
overperforming.
ask
It's
you
tough
about
to
this
see
New
it. Thank
Jersey
you so
governor's race.
much.
That's pretty fascinating. When you
Thank
look
you
at,
so much, King
a
Sherman,
race
for
that was
$20
considered a
super chat.
toss-up
You're the
by many
best,
of the
dude.
polls. And now we see Mikey Sherrill just gave her victory speech. She is the future governor of New Jersey. And
I don't know. Look, listen, dude. I don't want to be like. Look, I think Hassan is glazes Mamdani a lot. Like I know he was glazing a lot. But like, look, I think the other thing you have to understand is like, even if I'm trying to be like, even being like measured on it, you know, it's not. We're not expecting the fucking moon. That's so crazy to me that we keep on having this fucking conversation. Like, first off, candidates that are fucking reviled and are seen to be breaking democratic norms, like, we don't expect. Like we don't say, well, he's not going to be able to do. He's going to do all of that. Like candidates who are like who have like we're putting that litmus test there. We don't have that litmus test of what he can and can't do, but we have a litmus test of like anything, even trying for good things. Like, oh well, you know, that seems reasonable that he's going to destroy everything, but it seems unreasonable that he's going to try to do something worth a fuck. Like that's so crazy to me, man. Like what are we fucking talking about? Like, and and no hate to this guy, like, but like, it's just such an old way of thinking. You know what's interesting is like, having worked in the corporate world, this is like, I swear to God, dude, like it's not even. I know people have plenty of critiques of capitalism, but this is like a thing of just people getting together. When you have a large like moving machine, like of people together who are working on big things, at a certain point, the gravity of that machine overwhelms the people working on it, and then they just get, and there are certain types in that like cog in that machine who just want to make sure it runs and think anything that doesn't, like, they're so risk averse that it actually fucks the machine. Like that's what happened at Apple a lot. Like we would do shit that I thought was really cool around TikTok and other things like that, and it would get shot down because, and that's not like a criticism of Apple. Again, I do like Apple in some regards, but like it would get shot down because, you know, I mean, like that's not Apple. That's not the right way to do things. Like just different things would be in the way, and it's a very corporate way of just making things happen, right? And I think that's the same thing with Democrats here. Like they have, okay, well, let's be reasonable. Let's be risk averse to make sure this shit works. And anybody who's actually worked in marketing and sales and like, which is like half of the work of like messaging in a campaign, you know, you have to step outside of the box a little bit because reality and messaging and the environment of people talking is constantly changing. Everybody becomes a dinosaur, right? Like every 2 years, the entire culture changes, you know, like Biden, while he was running, had some things that were really going for him in 2020, right? He had the Midwest unlocked. The political environment was very specific. But then a couple years later, he had to pivot. He didn't pivot. At the beginning, Kamala Harris pivoted. She left it. She left it behind. She went back, right? Like she pivoted to what she had, like her more progressive roots, and then she went back to, okay, well, Biden's team is telling me to do this. I guess that's the fundamentals of politics. The fundamentals of politics change. And if you're still stuck in the past, you're always going to lose. And like the reason Mamdani's victory is such a fucking strong thing and such a big fucking deal isn't because, and I again, I'm like, I've told you before that I'm not like a fucking Hassan Glazer and shit like that. I have disagreements with Hassan here and there and like all that. And even with Phil, like I love Phil, but I have disagreements with him. Like the reason it's such a big deal isn't because he's like the perfect candidate, but he's the candidate who's actually following the route, like actually doing the work. Like this shit happens all the time. And then everybody else has to catch up. And they downplay it at first, like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. Well, then they fucking catch up. The Democratic Party is Xbox. If you play games, they're Xbox. Democratic and Republican parties are Xbox. They have all the money in the world, and they make decisions that are risk averse and look good on paper. And then the risky decisions they do make, they don't commit to them. And they fuck up. And then like PlayStation takes every risk they can. They take every risk they can. But they still kind of conform here and there. And then Nintendo is like, you know what? We're just going to do our own thing. They commit. You got to commit, bro. Demon Lord Rimuru Tempest, $5. Thank you, bro. I love your name. Here's some very fundamental, serious politics. Also, Demon Lord Rimuru Tempest. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you all for the super chat and the support. Let's see, is Mamdani talking? No, he's not. He's just chilling. He's just chilling.
And again, not all the votes are counted.
Former governor, three-term governor, who managed to attract $40-some-odd million to be invested into super PACs to try to stop your campaign. The question on the campaign trail that I've heard over and over again to Mamdani is, if you don't make it to 50%, will you then not have a mandate? And I've heard him say that he thinks any victory would be a mandate. But I wouldn't rate the 50% mark in a three-way race where so much money was spent to try to defeat him. That said, it is true that there are challenges ahead. Some of the things, just looking forward, that I see coming up pretty quickly. Zohran Mamdani has said that he will offer Jessica Tisch, the current police commissioner, the opportunity to stay on. He's never said exactly whether they've discussed it at length. She's never said whether they've discussed it. We assume there must have been some conversation in order for him to come out and say that he would offer her the job, because it's doubtful he would put himself in that position if he didn't have some idea that she might.
I hope Mamdani gives a evil Morty ass speech. No, Cola, you got me. No, I don't want that shit. No. You know what's interesting? I thought about it too. Like, there's a lot of like, I think a lot of the time with like leftists and people who are like, just even like me who's more progressive in politics, like there's this anger we have at people who just shit talk and do like fucked up things. And what's interesting about Obama and Mamdani and a lot of the people who are making inroads like this is that they're not leading with vitriol. They're leading with like it's kind of like, you know, like I came up as a battle rapper, and I remember listening to like Chance the like Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper, and at the time I was like trying to think of what kind of music I was gonna make, and I was like, you know, I want to make something aggressive during the first Trump administration because I'm really angry, and I heard Coloring Book, and I was like, bro, this album got me out of a hole. Like, I felt so much better after listening to that album. I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do. I want to inspire people and give them like if you give them an affirmative, it's better. And even my girlfriend today was telling me, like, we were doing freestyle news shorts, and we stitched the clip, an interesting clip at the front, and like have the rap be a response to the clip that was of the week. And so the initial clip we had was of Aspen Gold saying, oh, well, you know, America's white people's land, which is a fucking stupid statement, and it's something that I wanted to call out and be like, isn't this fucking absurd? But then she was like, don't put that there because it's a fucking horrible thing for somebody to say. He's a negative piece of shit. Don't do that. Put up Zohran telling people to vote or being excited. Put up something worthwhile that inspires people, because positive will always beat negative. And I did that. And yeah, it was slow to start, but to be honest, like, it has longer legs now, that video. And it feels better watching it too. Like, cause you're not fucking like pounced by all that. It always changes what people are looking for, if they're looking for doom or if they're looking for good. But I think like leading with positivity is always, being authentic about it is always the thing to do. I don't think you should be delusional. Like I said, like, I don't want to ever like tell you something is going to happen and it doesn't happen. Like, fucking, I don't want to lie about what we're under fighting Trump and all this other kind of shit, because it's a really fucking tough fight we have. We're in a really, really difficult position. But I do want to be realistic about what he can do and what he can't do and what you have the power to do. Like, there's an extraordinary amount of power that people in our generation and voters and electoral politics has, and even outside of electoral politics, messaging has. We are armed in terms of all of the things that matter with power in the media-driven world that we live in. We have stronger cudgels to fight. Like, we have actual things that like we have actual things to fight the authoritarianism that a lot of people who have gone through authoritarian regimes never had, right? If you think about like the 60s and the tools they used, I'm not trying to do Hamilton, outgunned, outmanned, like with a bunch of problems and racism at their back. Like, they had only select tools they could use. We have 10 times those tools to fight against this administration, an administration that is stupidly inept and horrendously disorganized. They are very disorganized. There's nothing subtle about them. And you see people like Mamdani come up. You see people like Spanberger come up. Like it's not about liberal versus leftist. It's about what's effective. And what is effective is being honest. I don't understand why we keep getting caught up on this whole thing. I'm running around on topics here, but I don't understand why we keep getting caught up on this whole thing of like, oh, he's a democratic socialist. Oh, this is a centrist. Oh, is that? What are the policies? Like, why? I don't want to fucking look at a candidate and for you to call them a thing and then just me know their policies. I want to know their policies specifically. If you say somebody's a Muslim, like, and I'm just supposed to agree with them, that doesn't fucking tell me anything. Because there's millions of Muslims in the world. He could be like a fucking crazy Muslim, or like a Muslim who's like me, who's more progressive. He could be like, I read the Quran and I wear topi and I go to mosque every Friday. Or, you know, like, hey bro, like, I didn't fast yesterday and, you know, I eat Rice Krispie treats. Like, that's real. Like, people are different, and I don't like politics making candidates into monoliths, right? Kamala Harris isn't every black woman. Zohran Mamdani isn't every Muslim. Barack Obama isn't every black person. Donald Trump isn't every white person, right? Or Republican. Like people are so scared of that word socialist, they fucking look past his policies and they dog on him for things that other Democrats in the past have said. It's so fucking crazy to me that we're having these conversations. I know he's not going to get all of his things passed. I know that. I know. Even when I vote for people I don't like, it's partially because I know they're not going to be able to do everything. I know Biden wasn't going to get everything he wanted passed. I fucking knew that shit. Like, immediately. I knew Trump when he lost in 24 wasn't going to get everything passed. I'm not here for fucking everything or nothing. That's not how politics or life works. But yeah. Obviously, look at him. He's fucking saying some shit.
She is as charismatic as anybody else in that party. And she, just going to her tonight, proves to me this is the party of Mamdani. It is the party of AOC. They're the ones leading the torch. And you see people like Bernie Sanders doing interviews with her, kind of giving her the go-ahead to be that person on their side. So I expect to see a whole lot more of her. Her messaging is something that I think resonates with the Democrat base. I, for one, think it's a disaster, but I also want more of it. I want her to keep going.
Actually, is this the party of Mamdani and AOC? Does Hogan have a point? And do you?
Oh, it's a Republican strategy. This is a fucking dumb thing for them to do because they're trying to play on the fears of like small town America. Oh, this
party belongs to any one particular candidate or elected official. I don't believe that. I think what AOC's been saying is a consistent message she's saying since she showed up on the scene, which is that, again, life is unaffordable for too many people. And that is the part that's resonating. But each one of these candidates, you know, run to their local districts or to their local state. You look at somebody like Spanberger. Spanberger is not anywhere close to AOC. And so one could argue, as well as she performed tonight, it could be a Spanberger party. I mean, like, why wouldn't it be? So I just think that, you know, the party is as diverse as it is. The question, though, I think where Republicans are going to have to start examining is why did they lose those Latino voters?
Why is it a question? It's fucking obvious. Like, I feel it's a bunch of people who never went on the social trend giving commentary. All right, some super chats. Liquid's back. So will Cuomo, blue no matter who centrist, blame Sliwa for Mamdani's victory? Huh? First off, I understand that we want to dog on blue no matter who, right? And I get that to some extent, but let's also be very clear. Like that calculus changes depending on who's there. Like everybody complains about it, right? But like, I obviously they're gonna complain. Obviously, it's always piecemeal, right? Okay, but like, there are people. I think the goal is to not gatekeep politics and identity politics and everything like that. We're all working for the same thing. We have to find common goals. Black Rabbit, 49. Thank you so much for donating so much, Black Rabbit. I appreciate you. After Zohran's win, who do you think is going to do Alan? We're so Alan. We're so fucked, me. the Smiling Friends thing. I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna be James Carville. I think they're gonna be happy. Honestly, I think it's probably gonna be Schumer. I don't think Jeffries is gonna do it. Schumer privately is gonna 100% do it. I don't know. Maybe Manchin. You know what? It's gonna be Fetterman. Fetterman is 100% going to do that shit. Fetterman's going to milk that shit and then lose his primary eventually. Pyro661, $5. Thank you for what you do, Zed. I always look forward to your videos. I especially love Griff Watch. When is it coming soon, right, Pyro? I appreciate you, bro. Yes, Griff Watch is coming soon. Here's what happened. I needed the new place. I have a pretty good system in place. So we're going to alternate between Griff Watch and Comeback Mechanic every Friday. We're going to have Friday shows. So there's going to be a Wednesday show, Friday show, Sunday show. That's the goal right now. And then we'll have a stream or two that we can clip from. So it'll be fun. We'll do some of that. We're doing great. 505 people in here. What's up, y'all? How we doing? How we feeling tonight? Big win. Big fucking win for the Democrats today.
Cultural issues, healthcare, the things that they think that they can win on in this current environment. But, the Trump voter is the one that mystifies Republicans and Democrats, because Republicans need them to come out when Trump's name
This is the
not
worst.
on
This
the
is
ballot.
such bad fucking analysis, man. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Okay, you know what I gotta fucking say? First off, you have an entirely separate fucking stream just for his speech. And you're telling me I don't know who's part of it. What the fuck does that mean, guys? What does that mean? Listen to me. We don't know whose party it is. We don't know. These are all local. I wouldn't read too much into it. By the way, here's an entirely separate fucking stream we're running for this victory speech because it's going to get eyeballs. Why the fuck? Where's Abigail Spanberger's separate fucking thing? Not to downplay her victory, but where is it? I agree that Mamdani you don't have to run an exact Mamdani campaign everywhere. But can we please stop with this bullshit? Look at your fucking thumbnail, dog. Look at your fucking thumbnail. Get the fuck out of here. Are you 7? Fucking clowns. Benta Z24, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I got a new corpo job. What you said matches what others have told me about. What others have said about the work culture being outdated and risk averse. They're also glad me and new younger people are there to work differently. I get the same sense in these races. Yep. The thing about corporate job, you have to understand, it's anything. You'll get that in, if you start, tomorrow, if you, listen, Democratic Socialists of America, there'll be another, even lefter organization, aside from the DSA, who starts to gain traction. It's going to be Marxists and Leninists, anything. And eventually, they will become risk-averse because, oh my God, this is so big. It's a human thing. It just happens, right? And so, you have to understand, it's just the way people are operating. And stuff that's moving forward is always with companies that are like, hey, we understand where we need to be risk averse, and we also understand we have to let you off the leash a little bit and have a little bit of fun, right? You don't know what you don't know. So being able to leave behind that is what makes stuff work. And like that's very true in the music industry. You see it all the time where people just try to recreate the same hit song over and over again, and then people do something crazy out of left field, and you see those people just constantly make hit after hit after hit. That's how music works, bro. Don't fucking follow the trend all the time. Sometimes you got to, because you got to change what you're doing, but you know, don't be so cynical. It's not numbers. It's emotion too. I'm topping $10 super chat. Hey Zed, just dropped by to express how fucking relieved I feel right now, and seeing the happiness of Blue Sky is very telling, and the hope is being ignited strongly over there. Thank you so much, I'm topping for the $10. Yeah, Blue Sky guys, like I like Blue Sky a lot, but you know, like Blue Sky and Twitter are like mirrors. Or like not mirrors, but they're like opposites, right? Threads is kind of like the middle ground people are fighting over. Because it's tied to Instagram. But, like, I really don't think that, like, I would not get all my news from Blue Sky, number one. I would definitely not get all my news from Twitter. Even though most of the news media is still on Twitter, but it's just ineffective, right? You're just not going to get, like, an accurate read, and more people are moving. But a lot of people are starting to move in between Twitter and Threads. And Threads is a pretty nice place to find kind of, like, a little bit of more of a water cooler situation, right? So, like, if you want something that's more of a space of, like, oh, I want to be around more left-leaning people, and I want to feel that environment and how that environment is, I think Blue Sky is great. But, like, yeah, I'm glad that they're feeling a little bit better. I worry about the dooming a lot on there, but I'm glad it's doing well, right? Robert Cox Esquire. Oh, I've seen you comment a lot, man. What's up? How you doing? $50. Texas doing Texas, but waiting for California polls to close. Have a nice blue wave. That would be amazing if we had a blue wave. What was the Texas? Were there Texas elections today? Which is why you should use code ZTabani for 10% off your Ground News subscription. Yes, please sign up for Ground News. They're a sponsor of the channel right now. They're doing really great. If we do well with them, they'll stay. I'll be very honest with you, man. Like, I actually really like that fucking service. It's doing really well for me and helping us gather news. Kyle Sherman, 1999. Thank you guys so much for these super chats, man. That means so much to me. 1999, Kyle Sherman. I've had 2 corporate jobs. Depends on the industry, but mine was good at staying effective and flexible. Yeah. Bro, I'm doing way more streams with y'all. Y'all are fucking fun. I love y'all. Yeah, and ask the props past, which sucks. Wait, what? Oh, god damn it. What happened with Texas elections? Let's go. Texas election results! 18, Christian Menifee, special election. Okay, seems to be doing all right. Okay, ballot measures. Technical college funding, raise and designate state funds for the Texas Technical College System. 4 against. Prohibit capital gains tax. Prohibit the state from enacting tax on realized or unrealized capital gains. Oh, prohibit that. Oh, dude, what the fuck? So no capital gains tax in Texas. All right. It's kind of ridiculous. So for, you know, capital gains is an important tax to have, you know, but I mean, I guess if you love stocks, that's Texas. Denial of bail. Require judges to deny bail to individuals accused of certain violent or sexual felony offenders, provided the courts find the accused is a danger to others or unlikely or willing to willingly return to court. 64% against. Use of sales tax for water fund. Authorize state legislature to allocate up to $1 billion in excess sales tax revenue to the state water fund. Is that a good one? Authorize the state legislature to allocate up to $1 billion in excess sales tax revenue to the state water fund. People live in Texas. Is that good? Cuomo dip out yet? I haven't heard him dip out yet. Bentaz Bentaz 24, $5 super chat. Thank you again, man. Also, thanks for your content and insight about the current events, especially about the politicians' incentives, where they're consistent and where they pivot. Always look at incentives, even for Mamdani. I'm really a big fan of Mamdani, but like, man, like, always look at his incentives. Right? He has things that he wants to do. He's also going to want to stay in power and be able to enact those things. So you got to look at what he's trying to do and what he wants, right? Because, you know, I love him, but like, you also got to be critical of people you like. Have you checked the Virginia results? Damn, Virginia results. I checked it a little bit. Hi, I'm Max Lifehacks. Welcome to Lifehacks. Maxing out your Max Lifehacks. I'm Max Lifehacks. Let's get down to brass tacks. Thanks, Wizard of Cause. tax exemption for certain surviving spouses of veterans, establish a property tax exemption for certain surviving spouses, establish a property tax exemption for surviving spouses of veterans who died from a disease related to their service. Okay, listen, this I would support. I'm actually happy for this because a lot of people, if you don't know, enter the Army because of financial strain. And they're not like not everybody's trying to like kill people in the war machine. They're just trying to like do that. But a lot of disposal is like very bad for them. I don't think anybody should die from a disease and everything like that. So yeah, I mean that should be so people can live. Prohibit taxes on estates. Prohibit the state from imposing estate taxes as well as new taxes on estate transfers, inheritances, and gifts. I'm not a fan of that. Tax exemption for income producing property. That's a lot of. So they're just fucking like cutting all taxes. Increase the property tax exemption on homesteads whose owners are disabled. Oh, just so much tax exemption. Change to the State Commission on Judicial Conduct. Change the composition of the State's Commission on Judicial Conduct and the tribunal that reviews the Commission's recommendations and alter the process for sanctioning and removing... Oh, bro. What? Minefield, dude. God damn. Prohibit amend the state constitution to bar persons who are not citizens of the United States from voting in Texas elections. Yeah, that's normal, motherfucker. What are you talking about? That's already law. Codify parents' rights. Amend the state constitution to enshrine parents' rights to exercise care, custody, and control of their children, as well as their right to make decisions concerning the child's upbringing. That's fucking crazy. Because that's definitely like a fucking trans bill, but it could be construed into so many different. That's gonna backfire with nothing to do with gender affirming care. It's gonna backfire on just a cultural issue, and it's gonna be a huge fucking problem for Texas. Oh god, dude. Skysmith4221, hold up. How did I not get a notification for you going live? Hey, yo, Zed, what's goody, bro? Texas stating non-citizens can't vote with ballot measures. Skysmith4221, thank you for the $5. Yeah, but I mean, like, it was already illegal. Like, that's like the clause for you amending the state constitution for the crime of like murder and saying you can't murder with a knife either. I'm like, yeah, that was fucking assumed. Jesus. Dancing Lobster won $10. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dancing Lobster. Thank you, Zed, for everything you do, and thank you for everyone who voted. Everybody who voted today, pat yourself on the back, dude. You did your work. 52% of precincts reporting. God damn. That sucks, man. I keep wondering about Texas's, like, if it's purple or not. Like, I feel like culturally, that's what I'm saying. I think of the Mamdani thing, like, if you had a candidate, like, being clear about what they want versus, like, what the perceived. That's why the Democrat line of, like, just like, oh, well, fucking... Oh, whoa. Cuomo here? Oh, Andrew Cuomo conceding is somewhere else. Where the fuck is he conceding? What? Lie. What the fuck is it?
1977. What I got from the room today.
States, but there's going to be congressional districts that are up in 2026, competitive districts, Republican districts that Democrats are trying to flip. And I think that type of voter looms large in a lot of potential battlegrounds next.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Let's
head out to the headquarters of Andrew Cuomo. He is about to address.
All right, let's go.
Let's
go. Let's see this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Giant paid for by Cuomo for NYC Inc.
You're taking my time. First, let me. I love you too.
Let me acknowledge part of my special campaign team. We have from the right, Telef Lundaval, the new son-in-law, husband of Mariah. We have Mariah, Cara, Michaela.
Okay.
I want to thank our campaign chairman, Bill Mulrow, our great campaign manager, Greg Goldner.
So many bald whites, yep.
I want to thank Mayor Adams, who stepped out of the race to make us more competitive. And that was a very gracious thing to do.
Okay.
I want to thank Mayor Bloomberg, who gave us his support, Governor David Patterson, all the unions. And I am blessed. I am blessed to have the people in this room. You have been a phenomenal team, great friends. You are superstars. Even more, you are New York patriots. And I am proud of you.
Okay, bro.
This campaign was the right fight to wage. And I am proud of what we did and what we did together. This campaign
What is he conceding?
Was to contest the philosophies that are shaping the Democratic Party, the future of this city, and the future of this country.
This stupid motherfucker, dude. It's not even, like, there's nothing. He got nothing from it. He got nothing from it. He's not going to be gracious, and he wants to fucking go out bitter like a little bitch.
And this coalition transcended normal partisan politics. It brought together Democrats and Republicans and independents, joined by the simple fact that their first allegiance is as citizens of New York City.
$50.4, he's gone up.
2 million
up.
voters, the largest number in modern political history, cared enough to show up in a municipal election. And 42% voted for us on an independent line. That is the highest percentage in modern history.
Okay, dude.
Ironically, it is just higher than when Mario Cuomo got 40% on an independent line against Ed Koch in 1977. It's also important to note that almost half of New Yorkers did not vote to support a government agenda that makes promises that we know cannot be met.
Unbelievable, this guy. Unfucking believable, dude. Unfucking believable. It's crazy to me, dude. It's crazy to me you could be this out of touch and this much of an asshole about it. Like, Andrew Cuomo's so fucking bitter, dude. It's crazy to me you could be this bitter and this, like, fucking out of your gourd for, like, things people are directly telling you why they're upset with you, right? And it was not about, like, that was not what this campaign was about. They were frustrated with your problems and things that you did. I understand why you perceivingly fought, but you aren't, like, respecting the will of anybody. Like, if you need a bigger metaphor for lack of consent, there it fucking is. People told you what they didn't want, and you twisted it into what you thought it is. I get you got to give your supporters and people something to fight for, but man, like, there are ways to concede and there are ways to bitch. Unfucking believable. Fuck this guy, dude. Fuck this. And, like, look, there are plenty of Republican politicians who have conceded races graciously. Even racist ones, which is crazy. Fuck this piece of shit, dude.
You've been listening to former Governor Andrew Cuomo deliver his concession speech after NBC News.
They cut him off! They cut him off! Fuck this guy, dude! Fuck him! Fuck him! Bro, I was ready to be like, you know, at least he fucking, you know what? He's trying to, he's doing the right thing. Because even his first concession speech was great. I was like, all right, bro, well fought, cool, good concession speech, solid. What the fuck is this? And now you're getting cut off? Fuck this dude.
Has projected that Zohran Mamdani is now the mayor-elect of New York City. Leanne Caldwell. This is someone who has served decades in public service. Of course, he did resign as governor amid a swirl of various scandals, quite frankly, that he just could not shake in this campaign. So yes, Zohran Mamdani had a message of affordability. Yes, he had an incredibly robust social media campaign, tried to reach voters, younger voters, where they are. And yet, Governor Cuomo struggled with all of those challenges.
Yeah, he absolutely did. I think that a broader theme throughout this.
Whoa. Okay, I don't want to listen to this real quickly. But, like, very quickly, let's go through some super chats, and we got to check something, because there's a huge piece of news about the Virginia House of Delegates that we need to talk about, which is a huge thing to talk about for 2026. We got to talk about it, right? So I'm going to cut this up into a VOD, so I'm going to say this very quickly on camera so I can actually cut this up. All right? There's a huge piece of news that we have to go into about 2026, right? And it's with the Virginia House of Delegates. If you don't know, earlier in the night, we looked at Dave Wasserman talking about how the Virginia House of Delegates is kind of a litmus test of where things are going to go, because depending on how many seats the Democrats win, it's going to tell you a lot about what it's looking like for 2026 because of the Trump districts and all that kind of stuff. So very quickly, let's go through Super Chats, then we'll go through this, all right? The Screw Bucket, $5. Thank you again, Screw Bucket, for the Super Chat, man. Thank you all for the Super Chats. They really help. I'm going to stream a lot more. I appreciate if you donate. That's why I'm keeping the monetization off. You know, I appreciate y'all. You know, I can't do this show without you guys, right? The chances of Dems earning 61 seats, up from 51 seats in Virginia's House, is at 98% now. The governor vote wasn't the only slaughter. That's crazy. That's tsunami territory. So we'll look at it. We'll look at Dave Wasserman in a second. Space and goats. Are those real people or stock sound effects at the Cuomo rally? Those are real people. You know, like, you know, let's not. You gotta take the medicine, and you gotta take the salt. Okay. All right, we can't be ignoring like what's real and what's not, you know, just because it suits us. Black Rabbit, $1, but thank you for the super chat. You're dope. I'm not trying to shit on you. You cannot understand how much I appreciate it. Black Rabbit, fork found in kitchen, $2. Thank you again. You've been donating a lot, man. I appreciate you so much, bro. I'll give you a like there. Appreciate you. And then we got how many we got? We got 554 watching. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Kyle Sherman, Zed, I love your videos. Get $49.99 super chat. You're the fucking best, Kyle. Thank you. Zed, love your shows. Get filled in most of the week, but I love the tracks, man. Living in Nebraska, I don't usually care about New York political news, but watching establishment Dem squirm brings me joy. I want people who can't remember the 80s. I can't tell you how cool it is that you're from Nebraska. My late father, went to school in Nebraska, and I heard many things about Nebraska. I hope you're doing great there. I got to visit sometime, man. I got to throw a show or something like that. I want to go touring at some point. But yes, let's fucking go. Let's talk about. Let's look at Dave Wasserman and how Virginia is doing before we go back to what the fuck is going on with Cuomo. All right, so let's go. That's TikTok Studio. What am I doing? Can you tell I'm trying to get big on TikTok? Oh, a lot of people. Now everything's coming out. All right, okay. Dave Wasserman. Whoa. Okay. This is what we were looking at, right? We had these seats. These seats for good chance. These seats for, okay, we're doing great. And these seats for, holy shit, we're in a tsunami. Okay? Decision desk. Breaking. PR. What? Is this a fucking ad? That's an ad. It's a fucking crypto ad. Get the fuck out of my face. Update. This has happened. Dems on track to win at least 64 Virginia House of Delegate seats with 2 races outstanding. Massive Dem night. Holy fucking shit. You said 61, 64? 64 seats. Bro, I was you wanna know what I was predicting? I was predicting we're here. Dem wave. Because we saw the generic ballot hasn't been doing well. Well, what the fuck now, homie? What the fuck now? Is Zohran speaking? No, he's not speaking. Bro, that's massive. That is massive. That's massive for so many fucking reasons. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, and it's one of those things where, like, here's why I'm not worried about whether the Democratic Party is going to figure it out, right? Because, again, it's a fucking label. It's not like if the Democratic Party was like this amorphous monster that we have to appease all the time, that would be different. But it's not. It's malleable, right? Again, that's why I want to do comeback mechanic. I think a lot of people have not been in enough fights to know a fight is where you get opposing information and it hurts a little bit, right? Like, you have centrists saying we shouldn't use woke words, or people saying Zohran Mamdani isn't good for the rest of the country, or people calling him not a Democrat, or fucking conceding with the most fucking sniffing up your own ass speech I've ever seen, Andrew fucking Cuomo. But here's the fact of the matter, 100%, right? Parties always go through this. The reason you have the GOP party right now that's in power is because they went through this. It's because they went through this. You had people who were insurgents, who were considered fringe, who came out and did that. And you had mainstream culture that was like, hey, you know, we have to try to take care of each other, right? And the people who were stewards of that culture, who were supposed to kind of carry that through, the Clinton wing and the Biden wing, didn't do a good job. They were behind. They were behind in so many respects on the culture and how it was changing. And they didn't pay attention to the people left in the margins. So Trump won in 2016, lost in 2018, lost in 2020. Lost in 2022, well, didn't lose, but like tempered loss. He didn't lose. The Republicans didn't win a ton of seats, but won in 2024 because you weren't stewards of the culture. Here are the stewards of the culture, and you can't outrun that with gatekeeping. Okay? Bernie Sanders was the new model of politics, but he was early. He was early. He was real, like we have so much data to say that. But now these ideas are popular. They're really strong. And people's cynicism is at an all-time high, and they need some injection of like, oh, are things moving, right? If you've ever read here's another example I can give you. If you ever read a script for a movie, the thing about a script in a movie is like when you're reading the script, it feels like it has to feel like the pages are flying for you to really enjoy it, right? Like when you're reading a script that you really like, the pages just keep flying. When you're reading a script that's like it's just tons of information, like what are we doing? It feels like the slowest book you're reading. It's like reading a novel, and that's not the same thing. It's not the same feeling. Democrats feel like they're trying to write a book and a novel. And just make sure things are like, we have to really really hammer this detail home. And people like Zohran and Obama and all of the, even if you don't like Obama, but like any progressive politics, are just letting the pages fly. And look, I have criticisms of like a lot of Marxist-Leninists, like I think Madeline Pendleton is this now. I have a lot of criticisms of Brianna Joy and everything like that. I have criticisms of the way they handle things because I think that their view of politics is cynical and problematic. But I don't discount that a lot of the things that they want to change in the world, like if we were just looking at a sheet and we were like, hey, how do we problem solve? If we were both trying to solve a problem and figure out how the way forward, there would be a lot of things that we agree on. And that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like, people don't like the Democratic Party right now because it's run by Schumer and Jeffries and a bunch of blowhards. And maybe, let's say we win in 2028 and we win again in like 2032. Like a decade from then, maybe our politics, the very progressive or leftist politics, are bad. You just have to change with the time. You have to understand what they are. And that while you change with the times, you have to pay attention to people and pay attention to where you have blind spots. A lot of people have not paid attention to that. And that happens all the time. There's that quote, the arc of the universe, the moral arc of the universe bends towards justice. It does. But it bends inconsistently. And the justice that it bends towards is the justice that has the most work put into it. And so you have to work in order to make this happen, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like this is an amazing result for so many reasons, right? It's an incredible result for Democrats that they've gotten 60. That's so crazy. 64 seats. But, there's a consolation for Republicans is that they're on track to hold all of the 5 to 10 districts, Trump districts in VA, if narrowly in some cases, meaning the bottom didn't entirely drop out. Okay, that's also important. Bottom's not dropped out. He's still competitive. But that's huge in Virginia. Huge. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Dave Wasserman saying that's fucking crazy. All right. Any more super chats? Prop 50 passed? Let's fucking go! Is that true? Is that true? What the fuck? Prop 50 is passed. The graphic is not loading. What the fuck? New York Times, come on. What are we doing? Prop 50. God damn it, New York Times. Get the fucking graphics right. Voters across California. Prop 50 results. Response, yes. Yes, we just, yes, it won? How do we know it won? I mean, polls closed, but how do we know it won?
Polling in California. Tonight, we will also have analysis and reporting from...
Projected to pass? With zero... How do we know? Okay, what the fuck? All right, well, foregone conclusion, I guess. We'll see. Okay. Super chats. Thank you so much. $5 from Melindar8720. Zed is now my go-to election night's results coverage. Seriously, thank you for doing this live tonight. Oh, thank you for being here. We got 593 people in this motherfucker. How you doing? How you doing? Is Zohran speaking? No, he's not speaking, but Cuomo fucking, I don't know, where is he at?
Election night is actually this generational change. The Democratic Party has been talking about this, as we all know very well, for at least a year, potentially longer. And this is an instance where Democrats in New York City voted for a newer, younger candidate, someone who was less experienced, but they wanted to give a shot. They were done with the old guard.
Is he staying up as a VOD? Is this staying up as a VOD? Yes.
The first Zillennial governor
I'm gonna
of
do more
Virginia.
Of these. We're going to cut these into
she
VODs
and
too.
Mickey Sherrill were the class of 2018, this
Won by 0%. Let's fucking go. Thank you. That bastard chat for $2.
And so there was a lot of movement in the party in this election that the party has
What's
been
up,
grappling
y'all?
with for quite
How you doing?
some
How's
time.
tonight?
And a
Crazy
Democratic
night.
source texted me when you're looking at the bigger picture of the Democratic Party, making the point that Abigail Spanberger and Sherrill won by bigger margins than Mamdani did. And so when the party is trying to figure out what to make of this, and is it the more moderate, pragmatic faction of the party that is going to be the path forward, or the more liberal, progressive, democratic socialist wing of the party. There is a lot of Democrats who are looking at Spamberger over Mamdani.
It's a really fascinating point. Hallie.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating point. Who has their own fucking stream, bro? Fucking even NBC News had a fucking Mamdani stream. Where is it? Bro! Where is it? There was a Mamdani stream a second ago that we saw. The live... Yeah! Oh, there we go. He's delivering the victory speech.
Now, Zohran is about to join us on stage, but before he does, I want to say a few quick words of reflection and thanks, and introduce a very special member of our team. So first, let's hear a round of applause for our day one endorsers, those who helped build this movement into what it's become.
I am not that. I didn't know who he was on day one. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of motherfuckers are gonna be like, oh, well, I've always been in. I'm not. Bro, you have feedback. You have feedback.
Drum beats. New York community.
Okay, they cut the feedback. Did you hear that massive feedback? Jesus.
Peace action.
I'm so worried the Dems are gonna send Newsom, bro. Like Newsom has to win a primary. Okay, like you have to fight. Like honestly, right now, the reason Newsom can win is if you don't fight hard enough. You have to keep in mind. This is why I tell you, you cannot be just fucking pigeonholed into being like, well, you're a fucking idiot because you don't get this theory. No, dude. Most people don't know the theory. You have to be like, hey, listen, this is gonna be better. If you're like being an asshole to people in the comments and just like picking fights, it's not gonna work. You gotta reach out to people. You gotta be like, hey, this is why this would be better. Let's figure out a way to do it. And that's what Zohran did. That's why he won. Okay? Yeah, I live in Oklahoma. I only heard of Mamdani because of Zed and Phil. Oh, what's up, Oklahoma? What's up?
And please give it up for our friends
And I get
at the
it.
New
You know,
York
it's hard.
Working Families Party who have been such a leader in a dignified life.
Oh my God, the feedback is back. Who's doing audio with this event? There we go.
I also want to thank our incredible campaign staff.
My mom just texted me Mamdani won.
You have sacrificed your social lives and your sleep schedules, and you have given so much to this movement. And then when Cuomo decided to get back into the race, you dug deep and gave more. I have been so honored
Yeah, the sound
to
team
work,
was like, what the fuck is
work
going
with
on?
You, learn from you, and support you as you have faced unprecedented scrutiny and at times ugliness and threats from our opponents. You have built a historic campaign, so please give them all a round of applause. And please join me in celebrating the person who has been Zohran's right hand from day one, whose deep commitment to our movement and care for our people has infused every part of this campaign from top to bottom, and without whom we would not be here tonight, El Biscard Church.
The other thing is like, dude, like if you're acting like this is not like this doesn't just disappear because Dems don't want it to happen.
We have all been inspired by Zohran as a candidate, but I also want to speak to his strength as a person. He has led our team and this movement with grace, curiosity, good humor, and thoughtfulness. And this race has been difficult. He has been the subject of attacks and threats, but he has truly risen above it all to give us hope. So please join me in giving Zohran, our friend, a round of applause. And there are too many supporters to name, so I want to speak to everyone directly. Please raise your hand if you have given to this campaign, whether that is time, labor, knocking a door, hosting an event, creating art. And if you are one of the tens of this is beautiful. And if you are one of the tens of thousands of people who contributed but cannot be with us tonight, this is for you
I've seen
as well.
enough. Mamdani wins Zed's mom. Yeah, bro. She got. I said LFG. I said
made
LFG, and
history.
she's like, "Don't
You
use
set
what does LFG mean?" I said, "Let's
unreachable
fucking
goals
go,"
and
and she was
then
like, "Oh, no, don't
you
use the F
believed
word."
in this city and believed in each other.
She's
And
very
you
mad at me
achieved
using the
something
F
that
word.
people will speak of for decades
Not very
to
mad,
come.
but like, she's like,
You led with kindness and compassion, and most importantly, during a time of despair and
I don't wanna
rising
cut this lady off, but I
fascism,
wanna
you
see what-
decided to fight for someone that you don't know. So thank you.
see what the rat fucking said.
Friends, the scope of this campaign was truly
Onion
unprecedented.
undefeated.
We had hundreds of thousands of conversations with our neighbors and trained leaders who will help us deliver our agenda for the next 4 years. But this record-breaking program did not come out of nowhere. It was the product of years of organizing and leadership development by New York City DSA and so many of our movement partners. And we were so fortunate to be led on
it's
this
fucking
campaign
crazy. He
by
was
someone
attacking
who has
him.
been a part of this work from the beginning. She led Julia Salazar's groundbreaking campaign in 2018. And since then has been behind the scenes in so many of our victories. If this campaign made you feel powerful, or taught you something, or showed you discipline, or brought you joy, you have this person to thank. She is caring, wise, and deeply committed to our movement. And I am sure she is backstage losing her mind at being called out like this. But I need everyone here to please join me in giving her the longest and loudest round of applause.
Yeah.
Our organizing director, Tasha.
This is important to know, man. Like, because I mean, like, listen, anybody who's in my comments, like, writing, like, and I appreciate you, you know, for being so engaged. But like, you got to think about this too, man. Like, these people could be you in your city, local, statewide, national. Okay, you could be you. This could be you. You have every right to have that kind of power over your future, man.
This is very exciting. Thank you, everyone. I'm Tasha, and I've had the honor of being the field director on this campaign.
Let's go.
I first crossed paths with Zohran in 2017 on a city council
I used to organize
campaign
and wins
for
like this. Always feel
Colorado
amazing.
in
Hell
Bay
yeah,
Ridge.
Wizard of Cause. Could be you two that when you started your
Zohran
campaign.
was a paid
I'm gonna tell you this. There are people who have asked me, who've asked. Like, I'm a small YouTuber compared to a lot of other things, right? But there are people who have asked me to like do political office stuff. I always get very nervous about that because I feel like that's like a narcissistic thing. That's not me trying to be rude. It's just like, you know, like it's like oh, I get to run. I always think that people who run for office should do it as an act of service. That's what it always should be. So that's my feeling about it. If I ever have the wherewithal or the experience to do it, I would love to help people, but I want to do things as an act of service. Right now, my service has been being able to give you guys news and being able to give you guys commentary and help, you know? Organize and run ups, but don't run. It's a fucking miserable. Of course it's fucking miserable. I'm an artist, dude. That's not... By the way, being a music artist is the same. Like, it's the same fucking concept. It's one person, you have a team around you, and you're trying to promote something. It's tough. It's stressful, right? But, like, you know, it's only if you feel it, you contribute. That it's not about you; it's about the whole. It's like a thing in improv, right? The improv is never supposed to be you're the least important person on stage. Everybody else is more important. So if you're the figure, Zohran in this case, I'm the figurehead. That's what I'll be, and he takes all the hits, and everybody else takes on. It's a party. You're going through. He's tanking. Okay, so you know I think that's great, and I think that DeFranco Tabani presidential card, yeah. Maybe one day. There's a special election in Tennessee for District 7. It's safety red, but blue has a slight chance due to the lack of voter turnout. Just a heads up. Oh, shit. In Tennessee? Mimic Knob. I'm the guy who's nervous about Newsom winning. I do think someone who's charismatic, firebrand, could beat Newsom. I do. Oh, thanks, because someone sent me your Project 2025 video. Oh, thank you, man. I'm glad that they sent it to you. Listen, for anybody worried about Newsom, you should also know that there are politicians who are stubborn assholes, and there are politicians who will be fucking chameleons to whatever's popular, right? Hillary Clinton was originally like a fucking like chameleon. She would just fucking listen to whatever the fuck is going to be popular because she wants power, right? So, like, that's why I was like, okay, you should vote for her because you could easily push her. Same with Biden to some extent. But, like, Biden became more and more senile as time went on and he had a history of being stubborn about shit. So that's different. But, like, you know, I think in the comparison, he was better than Trump. I will also say that Newsom, having him been my fucking governor for fucking however long, right, is a problem. But, like, you know, he's very easily, like, malleable. So, like, if he's trying to run for the primary and a bunch of people are like, hey, you're a fucking asshole to trans people, and that's a serious issue, watch that motherfucker pivot. Again, I look for incentives. I don't trust politicians. If politicians' incentives match their actions, it's a little bit different. Even Zohran, like, I think it's great that he won, and he seemed like a good dude. But his incentives got to match. I got to check his incentives. I got to see what's going on, you know? So that's always the case. And it's not anything against him. It's just you got to be, even for me, like, you have to know what my incentives are for doing this stuff. I am transparent about the fact that, like, I hate propaganda, and I want to decouple that, and I'm trying to fight against the Iraq war trauma that I experienced as a kid, and I want people to be okay, and I feel better when the world is okay, you know? And so that's where I come from. But, and I also like rapping the news, so that's my transparency. 564, what's up, y'all? I think the fact this was a local election campaign that had being in the streets as part of their messaging was a huge part of making it feel more personal. Of course.
6,568
you hear the
voters
kitty?
Signed up to volunteer on the spot when they were canvassed by somebody.
Bring in the cat.
8,389 voters signed up to volunteer when they were asked by a phone banker. These are unprecedented numbers. The bravery that you all have shown, that this field operation carried across all 5 boroughs, is going to transform our city. What all 100,400 of us have accomplished has rewritten the possibilities of mass democratic action. And it doesn't stop tonight.
You want to just scream at my door?
We all know that we won't stop at electing Zohran. We will continue to fight to bring the affordable of New York City to life.
Both my cats are just causing mischief,
I am so excited to do
you guys
that
don't
with
leave?
all of you.
Let's go.
Now, I'm so honored to introduce the person you've been waiting to hear.
Let's go. Snake.
We've worked for many years to bring about change in New York City that it so urgently needs. He's been a friend, and he is the next mayor of the greatest city on earth, Zohran Mamdani.
Let's go! What is this music? I'm not trying to be a hater. What is this music, Zohran? This feels like a Bloomberg News music thing. Stock music. I would have made you a theme song, bro. Prop 50 did pass. It's been a big night.
Thank you, my friends. The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said,
let's go. I'll be emotional.
I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity.
Let's do it, dude.
For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty.
Let's go, dude. Oh, he's proud. He's happy. He should be, man.
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name as we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few.
Let's go.
New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change, a mandate for a new kind of politics, a mandate for a city we can afford, and a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, dude.
And that is because of you. So before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refuse to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past.
Speechwriter's on point, dude.
You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership.
Yes, sir.
We will fight for you because we are you.
What a fucking bar.
Or as we say on Steinway, ana minkum wa ilaykum.
Damn.
Thank you to those so often forgotten by the politics of our city who made this movement their own. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties. To every New Yorker in Kensington and Midwood and Hunts Point, know this. This city is your city, and this democracy is yours too.
Let's fucking go.
This campaign is about people like Wesley, an $11.99 organizer I met outside of Elmhurst Hospital on Thursday night.
I'm just kidding.
A New Yorker who lives elsewhere, who commutes 2 hours each way from Pennsylvania because rent is too expensive in this city.
Mm-hmm.
It's about people like the woman I met on the BX33 years ago, who said to me, I used to love New York, but now it's just where I live. And it's about people like Richard, the taxi driver I went on a 15-day hunger strike with outside of City Hall, who still has to drive his cab 7 days a week. My brother, we are in City Hall now.
God damn.
This victory is for all of them. And it's for all of you. The more than 100,000 volunteers who built this campaign into an unstoppable force.
Let's go.
Because of you, we will make this city one that working people can love and live in again. With every door knocked, every petition signature earned, and every hard-earned conversation, you eroded the cynicism that has come to define our politics. Now, I know that I have asked for much from you over this last year. Time and again, you have answered my calls. But I have one final request. New York City, breathe this moment in. We have held our breath for longer than we know. We have held it in anticipation of defeat. Held it because the air has been knocked out of our lungs too many times to count. Held it because we cannot afford to exhale. Thanks to all of those who sacrificed so much, we are breathing in the air of a city that has been reborn. To my campaign team, who believed when no one else did, and who took an electoral project and turned it into so much more, I will never be able to express the depth of my gratitude. You can sleep now. To my parents, Mama and Baba, you have made me into the man I am today.
God damn, dude.
I am so proud to be your son. And
It's
to my
crazy,
incredible
man.
wife, Rama, Hayati, there is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and in every moment. To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at
Didn't even
all,
mention Cuomo.
thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose: to make this city better for you than it was the day before. There are many who thought this day would never come, who feared that we would be condemned only to a future of less, with every election consigning us simply to more of the same. And there are others who see politics today as too cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight,
Man,
we
the
have
audio team
spoken in a clear voice.
kind of going.
Hope is alive.
Oh, okay. Very
Hope
Obama-esque,
is a decision
man.
that tens of thousands of New Yorkers made day after day, volunteer shift after volunteer shift, despite attack ad after attack ad. More than 1 million of us stood in our churches, in gymnasiums, in community centers, as we filled in the ledger of democracy. And while we cast our ballots alone, we chose hope together. Hope over tyranny. Hope over big money and small ideas. Hope over despair. We won because New Yorkers allowed themselves to hope that the impossible could be made possible. And we won because we insisted that no longer would politics be something that is done to us. Now it is something that we do.
Good fucking lines. Plot twist
Standing
was the
before
audio
you,
team.
I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Tonight we have stepped out from the old into the new.
Let's go.
So let us speak now with clarity and conviction that cannot be misunderstood about what this new age will deliver and for whom. This will be an age where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses for what we are too timid to attempt.
There you go. There you go. That's the point.
Central to that vision will be the most ambitious agenda to tackle the cost of living crisis that this city has seen since the days of Fiorella LaGuardia. An agenda that will freeze the rents for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. Make buses fast and free. And deliver universal child care across our city. Years from now, may our only regret be that this day took so long to come. This new age will be one of relentless improvement. We will hire thousands more teachers. We will cut waste from a bloated bureaucracy. We will work tirelessly to make lights shine again in the hallways of NYCHA developments where they have long flickered.
Bars!
Safety and justice will go hand in hand as we work with police officers to reduce crime and create a department of community safety that tackles the mental health crisis and homelessness crises head on. Excellence will become the expectation across government, not the exception.
It's bold.
In this new age we make for ourselves, we will refuse to allow those who traffic in division and hate to pit us against one another. In this moment of political darkness, New York will be the light.
Oh, yeah.
Here, we believe in standing up for those we love. Whether you are an immigrant, a member of the trans community, one of the many black women that Donald Trump has fired from a federal job.
God damn!
A single mom still waiting for the cost of groceries to go down. Or anyone else with their back against the wall.
Yeah, he won.
Your struggle is ours too.
Yeah.
And we will build a city hall that stands steadfast alongside Jewish New Yorkers and does not waver in the fight against the scourge of anti-Semitism. Where the more than 1 million Muslims know that they belong.
Smart.
Not just
Smart.
in the 5 boroughs of this city, but in the halls of power. No more will New York be a city where you can traffic in Islamophobia and win an election.
There we go.
This new age will be defined by a competence and a compassion that have too long been placed at odds with one another. We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no concern too small for it to care about. For years, those in City Hall have only helped those who can help them. But on January 1st,
Let's go.
we will usher in a city government that helps everyone.
Let's go.
Now, I know that many have heard our message only through the prism of misinformation. Tens of millions of dollars have been spent to redefine reality and to convince our neighbors that this new age is something that should frighten them. As has so often occurred, the billionaire class has sought to convince those making $30 an hour that their enemies are those earning
for
$20
California
an
governor.
hour.
I'll do it.
They want the people to fight amongst ourselves so that we remain distracted from the work of remaking a long broken system.
It's true.
We refuse to let them dictate the rules of the game anymore. They can play by the same rules as the rest of us. Together,
he won.
we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
Bars.
And if
Bars.
there is any way to terrify a despot,
This motherfucker just slam
it is
poetry,
by
I know it.
dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power.
His use of language is so strong,
This is
dude.
not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one.
Sense-bound writing, it's crazy. Oh, fuck yes. How we stop the next one? Let's
So
go.
Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
Let's go. The vibes, immaculate. Talk that shit. Talk that shit. Talk that shit, dude. Let's go.
We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants.
Let him fucking know,
We will
dude.
put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks.
He hitting, dude.
We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed.
How the fuck did anybody...
New York will remain a city of immigrants.
How did anybody think Andrew Cuomo could hit this? Could fight this?
Powered by immigrants.
Boring ass motherfucker. Look at this shit. This is fire.
And as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
There you go, dude. Symbolism means something, dude.
So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
He didn't even say me. He said all of us. All of us. That's a bar.
When we enter
I know he
City
was a
Hall
rapper.
in 58
I know he was a
days,
rapper.
Expectations will be high.
Hey, man, I love this dude.
We
I am a
will
better
meet
rapper.
them.
Being honest.
A great New Yorker once said that while you campaign in poetry, you govern in prose.
Oh, shit!
If that must be true, let the prose we write still rhyme, and let us build a shining city for all.
Asked and answered,
and we
bro.
must chart a new path, as bold as the one we have already traveled. After all, the conventional wisdom would tell you that I am far from the perfect candidate. I am young, despite my best efforts to grow older. I am Muslim.
Oh, it's hitting him.
I am a democratic socialist. And most damning of all, I refuse to apologize for any of this.
Let's fucking go,
And
dude.
yet, if tonight teaches us anything, it is that convention has held us back. We have bowed at the altar of caution, and we have paid a mighty price. Too many working people cannot recognize themselves in our party. And too many among us have turned to the right for answers to why they've been left behind. We will leave mediocrity in our past. No longer will we have to open a history book for proof that Democrats can dare to be great.
There you go. There you go, Chuck, you
will
fucking...
be anything but abstract.
Tell Chuck
It
to
will be
take some
felt
fucking notes.
by every rent-stabilized tenant who wakes up on the 1st of every month, knowing the amount they're going to pay hasn't soared since the month before. It will be felt by each grandparent who can afford to stay in the home they have worked for.
Let's go, dude.
And whose grandchildren live nearby because the cost of childcare didn't send them to Long Island. It will be felt by the single mother who is safe on her commute and whose bus runs fast enough that she doesn't have to rush school drop-off to make it to work on time.
Let's go.
And it will be felt when New Yorkers open their newspapers in the morning and read headlines of success, not scandal.
There it is.
Most of all,
Call out
it
Adams.
will be felt by each New Yorker when the city they love finally loves them back. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal... Let the words we've spoken together, the dreams we've dreamt together, become the agenda we deliver together. New York, this power, it's yours. This city belongs to you. Thank you.
Bars! Oh my God. Bangla, bro? I gotta stop that because of copyright, probably. Bollywood. There it is, dude. There it is. Man. How... Oh, he has his parents on stage. I gotta show that. He has his parents on stage. Mom. Dad. Family. Yeah. How do you, like, man, I can't. Do you know, like, and I'm not trying to navel gaze and look back and, like, all the fucking time, but, like, when John McCain conceded, there was a wish for New York to get better. There was a wish for the country to heal. Like, let's work together. And, like, I know politics is politics, but goddamn, man, what a bitter dipshit Andrew Cuomo was for that. And, like, I'm not trying to be rude about it. I don't want to even think about him anymore. But, like, that was so stunning to me to see that. Apparently, he fucking he said something, like, kind to Mamdani there at the end. You didn't catch it. What a fuck. This camera guy's fucking love it. Like, he loved that little pan. Whoever did that camera, look at, he thinks he's fucking slick. The camera guy thought he was gassed with that shit, right? Look at him. Look at him. Oh, okay. Okay, bro. I do videography too, all right? Okay? I saw that shit. Get out of here. Good shit, though. That was good. Yeah, man, like, I feel like, look, I just want to dispel the narrative right now. Like, this does not suddenly make, Zohran's policies work everywhere, right? That's all you're going to hear. That's correct. Like, you can't, there are places where this brand of politics is not going to work. And there are places where people are going to be like, oh, well, the moderate, they won more percentage, whatever. What's the top story in the country? This. Like, you can, even if people who are gatekeeping say it's not, this. It's the same thing. You know what's funny? Do you remember when YouTube was coming up, people were like, oh, it's not real. That's not real. YouTube and Instagram and the social media shit, it's not real. It's not real like television or radio or anything like that. Who would get mobbed? Who's more famous, Kai Cenat or fucking, somebody you see on a sitcom now on ABC? The culture has changed. And people can refuse or they can get on board with it, but you have to effectively push that culture. And so the thing about it is that I think the people who are downplaying this are wrong. They're right in some respects that you can't just New York is different than everywhere else, right? But they just don't like the new brand. That's why Obama was calling him, because Obama fucking went through this. This exact thing. He went through this. And he won. So, it is what it is. Very quickly, let's go through some super chats, and then I want to look at some other things that were going on. I want to look at Prop 50, how that passed. I want to look at everything else. 755 people in here. How are y'all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Are we good? Are we good? How many of you were feeling like the world ended a year ago? How many of you are alive now? What the fuck did I say? We got this. It's work. How many of you are feeling the world is gonna crater today? It's not done. You still got work. Job not finished. But it's a better day. All right? Okay. Let's go through super chats. God damn. I gotta scroll up. Oh man, some of these super chats might be gone. I gotta fucking find it. Super chats. Okay. Let's go through from Liquid's back, $2. Music, Scholastic Utopia. Yes, so that was it was royalty-free music they were playing in the beginning. I know I kind of made a comment about it. Thank you again for the super chat. Angie Wish Media 3972. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Feels like banana bread at work day. Yes, I don't like banana bread, but I'm glad you do. I'm sure it's wonderful. DSA Project 2026 mandate for anti-fascist leadership. Yes. Thank you, Doug Greenberg's $5 super chat. Cass KV8GW, $4.99 super chat of a belly dancing. It's a dancing guy doing one of those party favor things, right? Thank you for the super chat, man. Doug Greenberg's again. This is one kick-ass speech. Yeah, it was a fucking phenomenal speech. Great speech. Indian Kushik Das 1770. Thank you again for the Canadian $6.99. Indian Canadian here. Most historic moment. Enjoy this moment tonight. Well done. Yes, well done. Mr. Totu for a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you. Thank you so much for that. Closing out my tab. Love you, Zed. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thanks everybody who's been donating. It helps this stay up. I'm gonna do way more of these live streams. Do some Too Soon Crew exclusive live streams as well, because I owe them that. But we'll be doing this way more often, and I appreciate it. Not just so we can react to more than just the election results. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's been a crazy day. Very quickly, I want to go back, because we never saw the end of Andrew Cuomo's speech, and I don't like Andrew Cuomo all that much. Very clearly. McKenna Kelly 4413 $10 super chat. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for being here, man. Thank you. 607 viewers. Oh, a lot of people left, but it's okay. We got more stuff coming. Bad Rider 799. Zed canceled over his dislike of banana bread. Don't hate me. Thank you, Bad Riders, for the super chat. Okay, Let's go through this. Let's go through Mr. Cuomo. Okay.
Out of what we did and what we. It's also important to note that almost half of New Yorkers, we support an economy of jobs, of opportunity, of entrepreneurship. That's what New York is.
Okay, whatever. Bro, like... But it's just like, dude, like... Good fucking riddance. Let's go, Brad Lander. Where the fuck... dude, where the fuck is... Where the fuck did he do that? Like, he said some shit that was fucking crazy. Like, did he congratulate Zohran?
Feel proud because we accomplished the two important New York characteristics. We got up off the mat after the primary, and we made it a real race when the media had already commenced the coronation.
Yeah, the media, because the media was so easy on Mamdani.
Because we fought our hearts out and we left it all on the field.
Yeah, left the Islamophobia on the field, bro.
Congratulations to Zohran Mamdani.
Hey, fuck you! Fuck you, idiots!
No, that is not right.
I'll clarify. These are like all people who are like fucking. It's not, if you voted for Cuomo, this is not a fuck you to you, all right? Like, I'm not trying to be like that because I understand people are hit by propaganda, but the specific party he's got here is a bunch of fucking insiders, bunch of people who are all like shored up with this guy. They're the fucking gatekeepers, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, that is not right, and that is not us.
Oh, that's not you? You're giving the most fucking...
Tonight was their night, and as they start to transition to government, we will all help any way we can because we need our New York City government to work. We want it to work for all New Yorkers because our city is the greatest city in the world, and we will unite for New York City because we love New York City. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you. I love you for the fight you made. Said, New York City heard us, and we will be the better for it. Thank you, and God bless you.
I can't, like, dude, you can't, like, start your speech off with the most, like, petty, vindictive shit and then just try to be like, and then unite. What the fuck is that? Like, again, dude, like, this is the second concession speech you've done. And the first, I will 100% argue, was, to be fair, gracious. It was his night, da-da-da-da. That's the way it is. Gracious. I got problems with you, but that was gracious. The first half of this speech was like, you know what the fucking problem I have? It's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. But I guess, you know what? That's not us. I'm going to be the bigger person after being a fucking small, petty piece of shit. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. It's not hate for this guy. It's his actions. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's crazy to me, man. Crazy. But Boogie, $19.99, $20. I just wanted to have something to keep up. I just wanted you to have something, keep up the good work. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Vlas Villanillas, oh my God, $50. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for your views, even though you suffered through it. You helped us as we suffered through it. So helpful. You don't even know. Keep it strong and focused as you always do. That means so much, man. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, thank you for supporting this show. Like, it means the world to me. Like, I love doing this, and I love, getting to talk with you guys. Mamdani winning the NYC race is great, but can you hit the Tygo Perry, your evil moment 38? Comrade Broski, $5? Yes! That is the first question I ask. If I ever meet Mamdani, that is the first question. Can you hit that moment 30? Can you hit that moment 37? Can you hit the Marvel combo? Can you do a combo? You're from New York? You don't know Marvel? I want to see that Marvel shit, Mamdani. Chibi Blue Mouse, $5. Mamdani 1, Prop 50 fast. It feels like things are going up. Still trying to find a job, but feel more hope than ever now. Chibi Blue Mouse, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for doing that. Hey, if somebody help them find a job. If you're looking for something, Chibi Blue Mouse, tell us what you do. Let's see if somebody can get you something, you know? And keep at it. Job hunting is fucking tough, right? But it's a numbers game. You got this, okay? You got this. I know it. I know it's tough. Kyle Sherman, those boos were planted. His retort was so robotic. $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Kyle. I don't think they were planted. They're just his supporters. They're obviously going to be fucking biased and hacky. But, like, it is what it is, right? All biased and hacky. But, like, it's what happens. No one cares about concession speeches. Fuck Cuomo. All right, I'm leaving. Bye, y'all. This was fun. Thank you so much, Nathan. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, bro. Okay. Let's check up real quickly with election night with Newsom. What is Gavin?
Campaign just 90 or so days ago in Little Tokyo in Southern California and LA at the Democracy Center.
Okay, cool. Hey man, I'm LA. I'm not that much. Good fucking riddance with Media's son. Yeah, everybody's celebrating, man. Dag, 1999, thank you so much for the super chat. Colorado just passed this law to increase taxes on higher income households to fund school lunches for kids. So I think that there's W's all across the board. Also, anyone looking into the grandpa's anyone looking into for a graphic designer. Yo, if you're looking for a graphic designer, hit up Dag real quickly. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Thank you so much. Holy fuck, Colorado. That's amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. All right, let's look at Prop 50 very quickly. Let's look at Prop 50. There we go. Prop 50. 64% to 35%. That's crazy. County level results. Yes. Kern County. Kings County. Yeah, okay. Santa Barbara. Where's Orange? Riverside County. San Bernardino County. Santa Barbara. Where's fucking Orange? Is this accurate? Orange County. That's where I'm from. 64% in, 42. 57 plus 14 in Orange County? Plus 14 in Orange County. Do you know how crazy that is? That's Huntington Beach territory, bro. Hey, yo. That's crazy. Because I just did $10. I feel so hopeful for the future right now. This is the vibe check we needed. If it ain't Zenergy, I don't want it. Thank you so much because I just did for $10 super chat. Listen, guys, like, this is what I have to remind myself of. Is like, not a lot of people were alive. Not a lot of people remember that 2008 wave and what we came out of. Like, it was so like, it felt literally like this last year, dude. Like, it felt exactly the same. It's like, is this going to happen? I was so crushed, man, in 2004. Like, well, I'm old. Like, in watching fucking John Kerry lose. I didn't even like John Kerry. I just wanted things to go back to the way they were. And, like, I was like, oh, God, I guess I'm fucked. I guess we never have elections anymore. All the shit you're feeling, I felt that. And then the midterms happened. I was like, oh, maybe we have some hope. And then, we got that. We got the Obama vibe candidacy early. We have more to come. We have more people who are going to throw up their hat into the ring. But, like, this is the work. And I think what you have to remember about this work is, again, this is what I said. Zohran did this while everybody said it would not work. He did this while everybody fucking told him it wouldn't work. Everybody said this shit was fucking donezo, that the country was moving right. There's no way any of this is going to work. Hold on, I'm sorry. Drop my phone. Like, and what the fuck happened? What the fuck did I say? It takes time. The majority of the electorate hates politics. They don't want to deal with this stuff. They deal with it because they have to. And You're going to have the Democratic Party downplay this, fine. But it's on us to prove it. We can't just be like, oh, you know what? They're fucking Dems are so out of touch, blah 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 blah. Dems, the problem with Schumer, we cannot just sit around and just be like, oh, Chuck Schumer, he's never gonna accept Zohran, and it's just fucking bullshit, and they're just Dems and centrists are gonna pretend this never happened. It didn't really matter, bro. That's the fight. You just fucking knocked them the fuck on the mat. Like Zohran knocked Andrew Cuomo on the mat. He got up. You knocked him down again. It's 2 knockouts. You didn't knock him out. He still did. The fight's still going. If he comes back swinging, you're just going to be like, oh, I guess I lose. You got to prove it now. You got to prove it. This doesn't end today. This is not end. We're not done. We're celebrating now, but we're not done. This is the job interview. You got your dream job. Now you got to go to work. And there is something people are right about. He's going to get a fucking lot of guff. It's not going to be easy. Even if he tries to replace the Rent Guidelines Board, there's going to be headlines that attack him. The Islamophobia is going to get worse. It's all going to be there. And you have 2 options. You can either be like, fuck. Or you can be like, keep it moving. We got work to do. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. That doesn't mean you don't feel it doesn't hurt. That doesn't mean you don't say, oh, man, fuck, it hurts. Of course. But we got to work, man. He's going to come in on January 1st. I'm not even in New York, but I'm rooting for him. And by the way, Abigail Spanberger in Virginia, she threw shots at him. She did. She's very much so in that centrist vibe, former CIA op. I want her to do good work. I don't want fucking I don't want, it's liberal priorities. No, it's just priorities. When she does shit I don't like, I'm going to call it out. When she does shit I like, I'm going to call it out. I don't fucking care if you're liberal or centrist or whatever the fuck, or leftist or Marxist, or I don't give a fuck. I just want shit to work. The reason so many people voted for Zohran is because no matter how many times they tried to pin the socialist thing on him, he was like, cool, that's who I am. I'm talking about affordability and these things. And so when people saw him, they weren't like, oh, he's a socialist. They were like, oh, he wants to talk about affordability. Like when they see AOC now, AOC had a similar thing. She came out of the gate. She's a socialist. And now she's one of the leaders of the party. She has a net favorable. By the way, that one poll that had Zohran only up by 5, AOC was net favorable to people who are mostly favorable to Curtis Sliwa. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, like this is not the it's the start. It's the starter pistol, right? You know, if you're worried about Newsom, push Newsom. Like we're not. Fighting for trans rights and everything like that isn't just like there are monsters who will never change their opinion. There are grifters who will chameleon to whatever the fuck you want them to chameleon to. And then there are people who genuinely want to work. You get the people who genuinely want to do good. You have the chameleons back bandwagon. And you have this group big enough to make these people ineffective. That's how it works. When I'm doing music, right? And I want to promote like a song, or I want to promote a video and stuff like that. There are people in this audience who watch, who love my shit. Who are like, it's dope. It's so cool. I want to watch Freestyle the News every week. And they're a small part of the audience, okay? They are small, but they're the cushion. They're the glue. They're a big reason why I get to stay here. If you're somebody who watches every time, I appreciate you. And then you have people who casually watch. Who'll be like, oh, they'll come in through. And then there are people who just find me off a short or find me off of something. They're like, I like that guy. And they know me. It's the same thing, dude. You're not going to get a bunch of people. You're going to get a bunch of capitalists who like Zohran Mamdani. Watch. You're going to get a bunch of people who are fucking lived up, who are like, oh, I like this guy. Because he fucking speaks to them. I know you've been without hope for a long time in politics, and that's one thing that I'm really happy about is he injected that for you guys. You guys finally see what that's like. It's not just Biden, like in the old guard doing it. I know what that felt like. It feels like it's so fucking unattainable. But this is what so many millennials and so many people who lived through those eras have been waiting for. I got to what was it the other day? I got to go hang out with a bunch of friends who were around. I was at something with a bunch of friends who were around like my age and my girlfriend's age, right? And we went to see Scream at the Hollywood at a Hollywood cemetery thing, right? And it was just a bunch of people who were like around our like from mid-20s to 30s, and like we were just chilling there. And we had all congregated, and it was one of those things where I remember, like, God damn, it's been a while since I've been out with people like who are my age. And the energy there was like, Matthew Lillard came out and was like, by the way, fuck ICE. And just the feeling in the room, well, not in the room, in the outside, was just like, oh, fuck. It was so, it just felt like this wave of like, we could say, it's okay to say it. We could say that shit. Fuck ICE. Everybody felt that shit, and it felt so good to be in a community. And I think something that happens, especially with politics now, is we feel so chronically online. We are not chronically online. There are so many people like you. There are so many people who are leftists who are like you, who are not leftists who are like you. If you're a liberal, I'll bet you $1,000 that if you go to a community event with a never Kamala leftist and you're trying to fight for somebody's rights, or you're trying to help somebody, they're on your side. All of this shit is like is tied in. I think what you need to know from Mamdani's candidacy, and just in general with this stuff, right? It's not only just a message of unity, it's a message of work. So please, Twitter and all these things that are meant to basically tell you to silo yourself off, you got to be with your people and that's it, like everybody else is lost, that's bullshit. Because if all that was lost, this fucking victory wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have had this wave. There are people who voted for Trump who voted for Democrats today because they're mad at the immigration thing. And you can poo-poo them and be like, you're fucking asshole, you voted for a racist. Of course they know that. Of course they feel shame. And you can shame them for that, which you should. Like I'm directly affected by that. But I don't want to fucking shame people for it. I want them to be like, look, I need your help. You can apologize to me later. I want people to help people who look like me, to help people who need SNAP benefits, to help people do better shit, right? That's the game. Tonight is an example of it. Tonight is an example of it. Tonight is a night where if you're a Democrat, you're celebrating. If you're a liberal, you're celebrating. If you're a leftist, you're celebrating. If you're Jill Stein, you're gearing up to steal more. I don't like Jill Stein. But, hey, maybe you're celebrating too. This is work. It's work. And maybe you're watching this and we're friendly now and you say some shit in a video and I'm mad at you. It's fine. I love all you. We got to work. All right? That's my $2 speech for you. I'm better at rap. Zohran is better at the speech. I'm better at rap. Okay? I hope I did well. All right. How we doing? How we doing, everybody in here? 511 people. How we doing? How we feeling tonight? Good time? Got a couple more super chats. We got Dag. Drewnis. Let's fucking go. $2 super chat. Thank you so much for joining. Dag, thanks for the shout. Here's another 20 for you. I really appreciate you. Your videos have made me feel less stressed about the world. Also, when you're covering on your recap video, give Colorado a shout out. I doubt the media will. I will give Colorado a shout out. Dag, thank you so much, bro. $20. Thank you, man. It means a lot. Puppy Girl posting. Mamdani wins today. Kat Abu Ghazale in 2026. Yes. Please go vote for Kat. She's an amazing person. She's awesome. She's recently on Phil's podcast, which he needs to get me on. I'm gonna text him some shit about that. All right. He didn't lose, y'all. Yeah, I put up a video. What happens if Zohran Mamdani loses? What happens if he wins? Yeah. We got more to come. All right, let's look at some of these other results. It's not over till it's over, bros. Let's look at this. Let's play some music while we're doing it. What are we doing? We just chilling? We celebrating? Cat's a 10 toes down soldier she is. Put in the chat where you're coming from, guys. Let me know how your night's going. Big night. Let's look at Dave Wasserman. Let's see what you think of Dave. Let's look at election Twitter. What does election Twitter feel? All right. Let me know if the lyrics in the song are like conflicting with me talking. I mean, it's still there. It's just Dems won 64 House seats. Let's look at Mr. Silver. Seema. Let's see. Only 8% for Sliwa, so it seems the New York City voters gravitate towards the more viable candidates. Zohran has a solid lead, though. Would have had a candle about whether he'll underperform at the point spread, but it doesn't really matter for getting the W. The heuristic that Trump overperforms polls when he's specifically on the ballot, but otherwise Democrats meet and often exceed their polls, has been pretty reliable throughout the Trump era. Yeah, because people fucking hate that guy. Let's see. Only 8% for Sliwa, yeah. Ackman's blaming Sliwa, of course, even though Sliwa's vote share collapsed to just 7%. Yes! And some of those went to Zohran, by the way. What's Bill Ackman? He's sniping people? Supposedly an unprecedented 2.2 million turnout with 60% above 45 years old. I'm going to be an optimist and say Andrew Cuomo is going to get the win. If he wasn't, it's because Curtis Lee cares more about himself than NYC. Bro, even with the 7%, he would have lost. Atlas Intel's A+ rating is gone. I don't know. Their New Jersey poll suck. Maybe they'll be the closest to the final margin in NYC. Yeah, I don't. Hey, Sliwa ran because he fucking hates Cuomo, but also because, you know, it's a principle thing. Also, let's be very clear. Like, Cuomo was the spoiler, because he was just running back the thing we were doing. He was running that shit back. I don't know. Fucking somebody invited me to play Minecraft. I don't play Minecraft. I can save you dozens of hours of podcast listening. People are pissed about high prices and corruption. C- take IMO. Not nearly good enough to threaten the podcast Substack industrial complex. Please stay in your line. Okay. Okay, bro. Here's the thing. Nate Silver. It's one of those things. A lot of people don't like Nate Silver. A lot of people don't like election Twitter. Even Ezra Klein. Look, you don't look at pundits to believe them. You look at pundits for a take of what this kind of thing is. Matthew Iglesias is usually wrong, but you get a take of what his side of things are. Nate Silver is brilliant at analytics and trying to see things without any emotional context placed into the numbers, just the numbers for what they are. But he's a contrarian, so you have to know you're going to get a contrarian take. Sometimes you have to put it through the litmus test, and then you'll get an accurate read. But you know, it is what it is. Harry Enton is the same. Harry Enton will often buck conventional wisdom, and you know you have to run it through that as well. But let's see what Harry Enton is saying. Harry Enton is on a different wavelength. All right, well, fine. I know fucking Hassan is having a fucking great time. Zed, when you do flashbacks for What the Fuck Did I Say, you should do a pop-up window in the frame with Zed set on it. Maybe.
What happened? Hey, what happened? I thought that 9/11. Hassan loves 9/11. What happened? What happened? I thought that was a successful campaign strategy. What happened? Bitch. Andrew Cuomo, fuck you. Suck my dick, Andrew Cuomo. Bill, hey, Pac-Man, Bill Smokes Crackman, fuck you. Yo, what happened?
Damn, bro. Harris supporters still blaming voters for her failure after she ran one of the worst campaigns ever. Okay, bro. Why are we talking about Kamala Harris right now? Madam Politic? Who the fuck is this? Who's Madam Politic? These posts are protected. Only a proof of... I don't know who the fuck this is. Okay, bro. All right. Brings fight to Trump. Mehdi Hassan's obviously very happy. Zohran party crowd surrounding Hassan like he's the new mayor of NYC. Yeah. What about Zohran? This is Pack. Smoking at Pack. Turn the volume up. Here's the thing. You also have to understand. You gotta think that like, somebody like Trump probably Trump is somebody who lives by the Roy Cohn playbook. And so you got to think that he thinks this is a fucking game. There's even evidence where he tells Kamala Harris, like, oh, I came up with, I came up with this name for Never Kamala or some shit. He came up with some name that, like, that's supposed to diss her. And like, he apparently met her and was like, oh, it's a really cool name, huh? And so he thinks this is a game to some extent because he's by the, oh, you win or you lose. That's that thing, right? So he sees people as playing this as a sport. He's privately mentioned to people. There's been reports that he mentioned that Mamdani is unbeatable, so obviously he was swinging at him. He probably sees, like, they're both media warriors, right? So he probably has a begrudging respect for the media savvy this motherfucker has. So he's going to fire back at this. But, let's go. Sneak peek next week, which celebrates Zohran Mamdani's historic win. Let's go. And they fucking put time into this shit, dude. New Yorker doodle like that. Let's go. Zohran, Emma Vigland. Let's go. Okay. Let's see the other ones. Let's see Spamberger, right? I love Zohran. I love that. But let's look at Spamberger very quickly. Becoming the first woman to lead the state. That's great. Former CIA agent. %90 of black people voted for Spamberger versus Earl Sears. Oof. Damn. Yes, on Prop 50 wins. Mamdani wins. Spamberger wins. Cheryl wins. Colorado passes tax for the rich to fund school meals. It's the beginning of the Democratic comeback. Yeah, this is. Oh, get the fuck out of here, Megan. You fucking clown. Fucking miss. Oh, Santa Claus is black. Shut the fuck up, Megan. Bony fucking demon, like sleep paralysis demon. Fuck that lady. No chill for people who are fucking who have no who failed upwards. Mikey Sherrill, yeah. Goddamn. It's a big night for Democrats, man. It's a big night for Democrats. We're going to have to say, okay, Prop 16, barring non-citizens from... Yeah, what? This doesn't mean anything, though. Okay, but, like... Yeah, the state laws already have this, so you had a redundancy test? What the fuck is this for, then? What are we doing? Unbelievable.
For everybody, not just the Democratic Party. But what a night for the Democratic Party. A party that is in its ascendancy. A party that's on its toes.
Okay. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like it is what it is. So let's see one last kind of look at what the punditry is saying right now.
And we're worried about the fact that they're either lost their job or know somebody who lost their job in Virginia, and that there's no signs of life in Washington when people keep leaving to go on recess every week, that there's going to be any relief in sight.
Can I give you the numbers on this one?
Yes.
The economy thing. Virginia, I just wrote it down here. 2021, economy was the #1 issue. Those voters preferred Glenn Youngkin by 11 points, the Republican at the time.
90
Again,
in for
today,
Zohran?
Virginia, economy is the #1 issue. Those voters voted for Spanberger by 20 points. That's a 30-point shift. We saw.
Yeah, by the way, like that's the thing that's happening with Trump. A lot of his economy is like, I'm gonna go silver bulletin again. I know you guys may hate Nate Silver, but this is actually a pretty good fucking. He got a fucking post mortem on that motherfucker. But look at very quickly at the ratings for fucking Trump. Look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at that. That's massive, dude. That's a -13. That's unbelievably low during the shutdown. Look at these numbers. -15, -14, -19, -17, -16, -16. He's fucking cratering. And that's not even that. Like, look at this. Look at also Rasmussen -5. That's wild. You would think that, right? Like, only that. Like, it's just red all across the board. Okay? How does that compare historically? Also, like all of his things, -4.9 on immigration. -17 on the economy. Most people voted for Trump because of the economy. -17 on the economy. -16 on trade. -18 on trade. Right? Inflation -29%. Morning Consult, which is pretty pro-Trump right now, like in the terms of poll. But by the way, polls have housing effects. Like just because a poll is like overrating Trump's chances doesn't mean it's like a biased poll. It just means that the poll has a house effect, and you have to adjust for it. Okay. Some polls, like Trafalgar, are like fucking very transparent. They're what they're doing. Inflation. Look at inflation, dude. Look at that shit. That's fucking crazy. Strongly disapproved for Trump has gone up to 44%. That's crazy. That's insane, right? Strong approval. This is what you want. Like, so here's the thing. Trump's approval, strong approval, like when you talk about like the MAGA faithful, that's that 36%. That's that like 10 toes down. Okay? 36 there. It's 26 now. In general, for off of like every election we've had where he's been a specter or something, it's that 33 to 36%. It's at 26 now. Barely dipped in the first term, from what I remember, but like, yeah, it's there. Fucking weak approval, 15.9. Like, these are the people who are just like Republican, fucking like, oh, I wrote Republican all the time. Podcasters, all that kind of shit. 15. Weak disapproval is 10. People who are just like not very like politically engaged, 10%. Those are the people who are like, I don't follow politics, right? Even this is a little bit like I don't follow politics, right? That's around 25% of the country, but 44 just fucking don't like him, right? And dude, it's pretty. If we're comparing it historically too, look at this. Compared to his first term, I mean, where is it? His first term. He's still above a little bit, right? Like in terms of net approval. He's a little bit above his first term in net approval, right? Not by a lot, but Joe Biden, he's above Joe Biden right now. Wait, no. He's below Joe Biden right now. Yeah. Joe Biden was negative 8.3. He's at negative 12.8. George Bush, he was at... I think it's hard to compare it to George Bush because this is the first term. I would rather compare it to George Bush's second term. And it's very hard to do that. You have to fucking look at it 8 years and all that shit. Dag 999 Super Chat, thank you so much. I hope this sends a message to the entire administration. I'm waiting for the 10,000 word Trump's Truth Social post because that man is not happy tonight. Woke is back. Here's the thing. I don't like to give air to fucking petty tyrants because they want attention. But he's probably going to type out a big fucking cry for help. I don't know. But I don't take that guy fucking serious. Like it is what it is. Now the fight is what Zohran can do. Again, it's about what you can do and what to affirm, right? There it is. And you know what's crazy? You have Midas Touch tweeting this shit out. Midas Touch, I always feel is a very center kind of center kind of outfit. You know, they're promoting this, which means they're co-signing it. Tomorrow they'll say, what the? Look at this fucking guy, dude. Look at this motherfucker right here. This is the fucking guy who runs Trafalgar. He looks like he. This guy looks like the second in command for like an evil spy organization. What the fuck is this boat? Jesus Christ. Like, KF, yeah. How, dude? Like, I don't understand. What parties do you like? Do you like have to hold your sphincter at every party?
Today, I am lucky to be your mother. And Catherine, you did not clean your room today as you promised me. She's working on it. If I was working on it, we wouldn't have won this election, okay?
That's funny. It's also kind of shitty to do your daughter, but that's funny. That's cute. How is he still fucking the name up? That's so crazy to me, dude. How do you fuck that name up? You're just fucking lazy. That's some lazy shit, dude. Florida's Governor DeSantis said all Republican voters in New Jersey have moved to Florida. Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. All right, bro. Dude, what are the dead eyes here? The voters told posters they want to lower taxes, less crime, less chaos with respect to migration. They want to make sure that the police are respected and their values are reflected, and they went and voted against all of that today in the form of these governors. Oh, God damn it, Kelly. Just glaze already. To those who said no Kings rallies were used to because they have the concrete demands, here's the rebuttal. Here's the thing about that. I do think this is kind of why I said that, right? Because people said that there's no clear-cut demands or there's no like specific actionable like policies. This is part of it. This is the organizing, right? Like if you phone bank for Zohran, like you're not the actionable policies that's actionable work. You're learning how to do something, right? It's not because you're going to be fucking doing no Kings protests every week, but you're learning how to organize, you're learning how to meet people, you're learning how to build coalitions. Those are important for specific fights. So it's strategically misinformed to think that those didn't do anything, right? Just like it's strategically misinformed to give shit to leftists for organizing Gaza protests. So many people are saying, like, well, why don't you go over that? Look, what the fuck are you talking about? Those boycotts are important. Like, they send a message. The uncommitted, like, you have to take everything in stride. That guy runs Trafalgar. Yeah, he runs Trafalgar. That fucking bow tie motherfucker. Mar-a-Lago face. Mom Donnie gonna have Donnie crying for his mommy. No one's moving to Florida anymore. Satan screwed the pooch for everybody. You can't afford to live there. Like, seriously, Florida. Like, I have a lot of friends who moved to Florida who are wealthy, and a lot of people who moved out of Florida because it's just kind of like, yeah, not great. You know, but places change all the time. LA's a good example. LA was like popping in like 2017, 2018. And then everybody was like, this is fucking hard. Because there was social media boom and everyone's like, this is fucking hard. And then moved out around 2020 or so. And like now it's a lot of Angelinos. Like a lot of Angelinos are just chilling here, right? And working. Because a lot of people have moved out of the city. But there's more opportunity popping up in the city because of it, right? Man is straight out of Red Alert 2. That is a deep cut, man. Nobody's going to know what Red Alert 2 is. Kellyanne is going to star as the demon in a Blumhouse movie. She is... I mean, not wrong. He extended it. Is he extended this? What's the final tally on Zohran's like lead right now? I'm looking at this a lot. I know I'm like focusing on this race, but I want to look at like I'm just specifically looking at it because I want to know. I want to know specifically what the tally is, so we can talk about like what is there a mandate? Trump poked the bear and the bear roared, yeah. 51%, 51.5%, yeah. 50.4% is pretty strong. And they'll say like, oh, he had like a less of a thing. Look, again, like everybody's gonna downplay this. Don't fucking worry about it. It's just don't argue with them. Don't go. But actually, don't do the but actually. Just be like, all right, well, we gotta work. I'm not interested in that. I'm working. Have the discipline. It's work time. This guy aligned himself with Trump so much he got his ass beat. But Abigail Spanberger, man, she has decent policies. A little bit too libby, but like it is what it is. Virginia, huge night for Democrats. Congressional redistricting, yep, 64.7. Crazy, man. So what happens now, man? What happens now? Generally don't like judging people based on appearance, but right-wingers make it real difficult. I don't judge anybody based on appearance. I judge anybody... Here's the thing. I will not judge you by your appearance unless you judge other people by their appearance. Does that make sense? Like, when you make preconceived judgments of other human beings, then I'm like, all right, who's fucking talking right now, man? Who's fucking talking? Like you're gonna talk about Zohran Mamdani, or you're gonna talk about Abigail, but you're gonna talk about like trans people with blue hair when you know when you look like you went to a fucking Target and bought the worst fitting suit imaginable. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't need that. Like what the fuck is that? But who fucking told you that was a good idea, man? Right? Like, you look like the most unfuckable gerbil I've ever seen. Shut up. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that kind of shit, that drives me up a wall. If you're legitimately trying and you're like, hey man, like, I'm just trying, and you look like, if you look like shit, you look fine. Anything works. You know? As long as you're cool. If you're cool with other people, your appearance should never be fucking called into question. If you're like, unless you're hurting yourself, you know. If you're talking shit on everybody else around you and think you're better than everybody else, well, okay, let's put you under scrutiny then. You got to be unimpeachable, right? If you own that shit, if he owned that shit, if that motherfucker owned that and just be like, yeah, I know my bow tie sucks, I'm like, all right, fair. Like, Tucker Carlson got shit for his bow tie, and his bow tie was fucking stupid. It was bad. But he owned it. So I don't fucking make fun of his bow tie no more. Because, all right, man, you own it. You at least know what you're fucking up.
Files which still have not been released. On a personal note, how does it feel?
Oh, God, dude. Can
a pedophile protection.
Okay, can I just be very clear? And I shit on Hakeem Jeffries a lot, but this is just a fucking... Bro, what is this? What is this? Like, what the fuck? What the... Can I zoom in on this? Can I, like... I'm not trying to, like... This is actually... I'm not trying to make fun of him, right? Like, this is actually sincere. Like, it's a little bit of me being like, bro, you got to do better, right? Bro, like... It's not like a strong look, right? Because his hairline... I get it. But like, if you're being like strongman politics, it's just not. It's not the. I like the fade is just like it's too far back, right? Like I wouldn't even get the line up or whatever. I get what he's trying to do, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like I'm not trying to make fun. Like sincerely, that's not me. I mean, maybe his hairline just went back a couple. What? It looks way better here. I think whoever this is new probably. He probably got a new haircut and it just looks bad. Right now, right? Because this is his hair grown out a little bit. I think this looks great. This is fucking awesome. I mean, it's like it's a little shaped too much, but it's fine, dude. He looks fine there. Now he looks like Timothy Chalamet. So it is what it is. So he's not with AIPAC anymore. They quit each other. Oh, is he not with AIPAC anymore? What happened? The Stephen A. cut. Stephen A. Smith. What's Stephen A. Smith doing? God, that News Nation fucking network is crazy. Okay. Well, how long has it been? It's been 4 hours? Coming up on hour number 3. Okay. Well, it's 9:35 here. It's been a hell of a night. It's been a hell of a fucking night. And, you know, when you're looking at what's happened over the country, it's not hard to see why. But it's also interesting to see how many people have not had this kind of hope for a while. I've always kind of clung on to this kind of thing, and I had this cynicism in my heart for a long time when I was younger and going through all the Islamophobic shit after 9/11. And it's kind of a realization to me just how much Gen Z and even Gen Alpha to some extent don't remember that fight, and how they've just had to deal with so much over these last, decade or 2 decades. I think when we look at traditional media and we look at the fight that they have, and we look at new media and we look at the fight that they had, and I think even every generation needs to know that there's just perspectives we're not seeing. And when people talk about why people vote, especially younger people, I think they all confuse younger people to just be millennials. Like, oh, we live post down, we're all just technology. Millennials and Gen Z are the same, but we're not. We're not. We have similarities, believe it or not. Even though Gen Z thinks there's millennial cringe, there's a lot of similarities between millennials and Gen Z. But something that's very interesting about that cohort there is that, as people who've grown up with technology and have it so integrated in our lives, right? How do I say this? The capacity or what is possible hasn't really been on the table with Donald Trump running for fucking 12. Because remember, the first time he got into office, it was fucking heartbreaking for everybody, and then COVID happened, and then fucking they've lived in an America that has been critiquing itself over its insanity for years. And you may have been part of it, or you may be Gen Z, or you may be a millennial, or you may be you've lived in an America that's just like, what the fuck is going on? And we live in a place that's built on a lot of problems, and our goal is to absorb that and to work harder on it and to see what can happen. And I was wrong thinking that why the fuck are people just so dooming all the time, right? Sometimes I think people doom too much, but not having that perspective like tonight, right? That Zohran could win, and it could be a step forward. All the things make sense here, right? Or that as soon as the establishment says something or does something, they're just going to fuck us over again. I'm used to that kind of shit happening and then it being reversed on them and them losing it, right? I'm used to the establishment getting their ass kicked as much as they win. So when they're having a run, people freak out. It's like when you're watching basketball and your team is or even the Dodgers game, the World Series. If you're watching the World Series and the Dodgers are down, and so many people will turn off the TV and be like, okay, Blue Jays won it, right? I was kind of like, oh man, it's gonna be hard to come back. And what happened? It was a crazy comeback, but it wasn't unthought of, right? There was very much so a chance. With the talent and the skill on display, there was very much so a chance they could come back, and that's how politics has worked. Electoral politics is a tool. Like mutual aid is a tool. Like all of this stuff is a tool. And I think if you're looking at tonight, it's a step forward in a world that has not given a lot of steps forward recently. But it's long overdue. Much of the time, I feel like the newer like people from Gen Z and later in Gen Alpha feel like they have no control of their future and they have no community. Like I said, me growing up, me going out to that Scream thing on Halloween, I was like, oh my God, there are people who are my age here. And just the feeling of that energy in the room, okay, there's stuff we can do, right? That's why shit like No Kings was important. That's why shit like pro-Palestinian protests are important. That's why all of this shit is important, because it moves the needle forward. And it builds a coalition. And so you do have, like optics, all this stuff, it does matter. And people who are in power rely on you not believing that in order to do worse and worse and worse things. If you're a trans person, you are going through it. They will constantly make things worse and worse and worse for you until they can't, because it's fucking obscene. And then they will be laughed out of the room forever. That'll come. That day will come. Right? I'm not even at that point with my race or religion. Islamophobia is back, baby. But I got more love than I've ever seen from the public over this shit. Over fighting this shit. People saying it's absurd. Andrew Cuomo fucking lost for that. He lost. And his campaign will always be remembered for what that bullshit was. So, here's what I want to say. If this is your first time feeling like, oh, there's hope and there's a way forward, great. It's not the first time it's been that way. And that's a good thing, because it means the work and what you feel right now and what brought you to this moment, that can be replicated. And it means picking up, because this isn't just from Zohran. We had Bernie Sanders lose. You had so many candidates get their ass kicked to get to this guy. You had Eric Adams win. That's what happens. It takes time. So if down the line you see Islamophobic headlines about Zohran, you see people write him off, you see that, don't run away. Do what you did here, because it's happened here. Keep working. One loss isn't the loss of everything. Okay? If it's game 7, you're grinding that shit out. And that is how you achieve victory. That's how you achieve long-lasting change. If this race was in the bag, Cuomo said that the media had already coronated Zohran. That's a fucking lie. 100% a lie. They constantly question it. But if this was in the bag, if this was done, do you think it would have had the impact it had right now? Here's a story I'll tell everybody. I never walked for my high school graduation. I didn't walk for it. I failed a science class and a history class. One of those classes I don't think I should have failed, but whatever. I had spent a lot of my time doing rap battles and theater, and I felt like a fucking failure. At the time, my mother did not think the rap thing was a good idea, right? She thought it's shulk. It's just fun that you're not gonna. You really think that? I lived in Irvine. People thought rap wasn't music, all that shit, and I was like, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. Went to summer school, graduated, and had I graduated I got my credits. I graduated in the office, and there was a woman there with her 8-year-old son, because her older son was there, but she was trying to get something for her older son who was enrolling in high school. But I was waiting. I came up. I was like, hey, I have my credits, and the receptionist came out with a plaque of my diploma, and a little mug for the class, for my high school class, and then she was like, yay! And the woman and her 8-year-old son were like, yay! And I'm like, this is the worst fucking feeling of my life. This is so bad. It's just so embarrassing. Because I never saw, I felt I was a forgotten, Irvine taught you, if you fuck up in high school, you're forgotten forever. All the people who did theater, I didn't really make a dent in theater. I thought I was a useless person. I wasted my time doing these battles and shit nobody gave a fuck about. I had all these cool ideas. I liked anime. Nobody thinks anime is cool. I played card games. Nobody thinks that shit's cool. Well, what the fuck now? What the fuck now? If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have went to community college. and become really fucking good at writing there. I became really good at writing plays. I became the artistic rep of the theater there. I wrote plays and shit like that constantly, right? If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have dated a girl who ended up cheating on me. If that wouldn't have happened, right? I wouldn't have known how to date better people and what to ask for myself. If that wouldn't have happened, right? I wouldn't have applied to colleges for film and theater and just and not gotten in to all of the colleges for film. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have applied to Berklee College of Music because I was like, fuck it. I'll wrap up my audition. Let's see what happens. And then gotten in as the second person in history for rapping to that college, one of the most prestigious music colleges in the world. If that wouldn't have happened, wouldn't have gone viral for a beef. That wouldn't have happened. And Donald Trump wasn't elected. I wouldn't have doubled down and tried to figure out what kind of an artist I want to be. That wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have lost weight. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have come back to California, been broke as fuck. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have to watch my dad die from alcoholism. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have built myself and learned to take care of myself more and look out for those problems. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have worked at a shit job for years. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have done freestyle the news. I'm like, I have to do something for YouTube. If that wouldn't have happened, if I wouldn't have had 200 views on all of my freestyle the news things until I made that one fucking TikTok and Phil found it, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So many losses. Little W, so many losses. Now. It's the same fucking thing. You will lose and you will lose and you will lose and you will win once and it will be everything. Maybe this is everything. Maybe it's not. But it's a start. And you should always believe that when you're fucking losing and everything is up and against the wall, you have to think, if this wouldn't have happened, what happens next? There's always a shot. You got this. We got this. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I'm very happy. It was a great night. Don't let hot takes tomorrow bring you down. Don't let takes that you agree with make you complacent. Put in the work. We got a lot ahead of us. All right? I love y'all. I love y'all. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hey, let's is there any more? Let me double check if there's anybody else who had given a super chat so I can just make sure that I don't want them to feel like they weren't listened to. I think we got all of it. Thank you so much for this, guys. I meant a lot. All right, we got more videos coming out. If you like what we did tonight, please obviously subscribe. Show this to one of your friends. We're gonna leave this up. I love y'all, man. You're a good person. Visa, all of y'all are good people. All right? Thank you for spending your time with me. Okay? We got work. All right. Love y'all. Peace out.